You hope Stormgate gets a DS analog. What do you mean? Like a direct strike analog? Like a yeah, I think that's probably the other exciting part too is Unreal Engine 5 has a lot of universal built tools and stuff. Like a lot of model types are more or less universally importable into like Unreal Engine, you know? So I think that it makes it really interesting to consider the possibility. Okay, everyone gets a Dahaka, everyone gets a Tychus, everyone gets a Gary. Fascinating. I wanted to make sure I actually dropped a few units before we got started there.
Metamorphosis complete.
You get up. What's in it for me?
But I think we'll definitely see some cool custom games like that pop up. And depending on what Frost Giant allows people to do with custom games, it's possible that they could build it to the point where their map editor supports importing all types of Unreal Engine assets, which would mean like lots of different types of 3D models, Fortnite skins.
I'm a bad man.
There's just a lot, right? It's interesting. There's actually a lot that they could potentially do. You know, one of the harder things about StarCraft is that I don't know what the limitations are for importing stuff, but it definitely doesn't seem like that easy. I don't think on the same level anyway. I feel like I just had one of these. Hey, Jared. Thanks for the 88 months. I appreciate you, man. Jared's the kind of guy to show up for ARAMs when everybody's done for the night. But you know what? It's okay. I still love him. Mostly because his hair, right? He's got a really good style about him. He's got good...
Repeat, go. Out with it.
Stardew Valley Perfection Run is nearly at its end. Hell yeah.
Don't waste my time.
Metamorphosis complete.
Who's not clearing their lane? He's not talking about me, right? I'm perfect. I never make mistakes. I'm flawless as a human being, right?
Metamorphosis complete.
I think I'm doing okay. I don't know. No, it looks like my lane opponent just has his basic stuff. You know, guys, I think to myself, I only have a handful of moderators that talk in my chat, and I like it when they talk, and I don't like that people don't like when lots of mods all talk at once. And then you sons of bitches all come through, spamming one after another. It's okay. It's my fault. It's like, it's like some things can only happen when you think about them, right? Like, my life wouldn't be so strange and cursed and bizarre if it wasn't for the fact that I constantly have all these insane thoughts and just manifest insane bullshit in my life as a result of that, you know? I just need to start, I just need to pick up some more boring hobbies. I just need to like obsess over something that just has no potential significance at all. I just need to become like a hardcore quilter. I just need to like make my whole entire life revolve around quilting, and then like, well, how will they find a way to make that bizarre, right? You know, how will they find a way to make my quilting career go off the rails? What kind of manifestations do I get if I bring my darkness to the competitive quilting circuit?
Go. Mutation complete.
Yeah, probably. Sometimes you do nothing, and then, you know, it's like, you think you're trying to do the right thing, you right? But like, then the other side doesn't really have, they don't feel like they have that communication or that direction, you know? It's tough. It's not easy. Making decisions is never an easy thing to do. You guys like my mass zombie strategy? I feel like with Dahaka, this should open things up a little bit. I feel like I've got a good setup. But yeah, we didn't get up to too much this weekend. We went to see mom and dad on Saturday. That was nice. Did not really get up to a whole lot. Tried some ciders and tried some ciders from Montana. They're pretty good. So got some Montana apple cider. It's actually quite good. And not too much else. I watched Mad Max on Saturday or Sunday morning, and then we've just been binging Yellowstone. We started watching that. We basically just watched the whole entire show. We're getting there. I think we're a few episodes deep into season 3 now. We're moving, getting some yards. I think there was a new episode of Bar Rescue last night, so we've got that. And then I think there's Below Deck Med, right? Or Below Deck should be tonight. I always think it's Med, but then I forgot that they put... Every time that I see Captain Sandy's face, they had her on the main Below Deck 2 seasons ago, so I get confused about it. She showed up to fill in for Captain Lee when he hurt his hip or whatever. He needed some time to recover. I could actually reach the base. Maybe that's the problem. I just got kind of parted on the sides. Parted on the sides. The bear. I see. We've heard that that's good, but we haven't started that one yet. But that one's been suggested a pretty good amount of times. Oh, you guys, you do have a Canadian. Isn't today Canadian Independence Day? Isn't it like Canadian July 4th? Right? Oh my God, you guys, you're totally right. I feel like I just completely whiffed on that. It's got some Tempest. Is there really anything else I could mix in here that would matter or help though? I don't think so. Could get some Infested Marines, I guess. What do I even do with this? Can I upgrade him to Super Gary? I need tier 3 for that. Ooh, brother. Ooh. Okay. Canada Day. Yeah, it's Canada Day. That's cool. Well, happy Canada Day. Shout out to the Canadians. That's pretty cool. I basically live in Canada, so it's not, but I don't. But I basically do, so that's cool. I could just like wave across the border over there and just be like, sup Canadians. It's good times. It's very exciting. It's very exciting for me. I did not really use my infests very well, but I guess I can try now. I don't know. I can't believe my wave does so little. They got the hero set up for this one just makes it too hard, I guess. Right? Like what exactly gets me here? It's just the AoE from the heroes kills the zombies, and then I don't really have the same level of investment into the power units. Like he's got the big battle cruiser, right? So yeah, and he stuns Gary. So I think that's kind of right. That's kind of where it falls apart there. I can't really break him on that side. But maybe if I just had more of the regular infested guys. You just cancel a bunch of them. And we get way more regular zombies. Try that. I don't know. We did kind of turn them around when I used the infest, so if that ends up being what saves the day, I'm going to be very happy. I don't know. Didn't get up to too much else this weekend. I redid the patio. I did a bunch of home projects. I redid the patio. I gave Lewis like a super hardcore brushing session. Like I went, not like intense, like, oh, like painful intense, but I took the Furminator. We went out on the patio and I just gently, I went over all his patchy spots. I just went all his patchy spots, just slow. And he was super happy. He was super comfy, cozy. He was chilling. That was really nice. That made me really happy. And then, yeah, so he just had a great, he had a great little weekend. Of course, he always gets really excited to go see our in-laws. So he gets very pumped up. He gets very pumped up. He gets very amped up. Are they being blocked by the regular zombies? Is that the issue here too? Yeah. The guys, these guys all kind of have to be filling the front. They're still too far out there. Terminators work crazy good. Yeah, they do. 3 heroes as the thing. Yeah, now it's my wave. That's the problem. That's the other problem too, is I never actually even got to fight my own wave. I was just getting hit by these guys' stuff every single time. I'm trying. I've got the heal on it, but nah, the Tempest. The Tempest nothing got close enough to them for them to change their target. Nothing got close enough for the Tempest to change their target, so we just got smoked. They got completely smoked. GG. I felt like, yeah, it's the heroes. Well, it's the heroes, Nate. I don't think there's any situation where I'm probably going to be doing very well with mass zombie versus. It's like, yeah. Dahaka has the AoE, Gary has the AoE, and then just brutal. Just brutal, really. Absolutely brutal. All right, get some jams going. We're gonna play some SC2 probably till like 4 o'clock. That's all I'm thinking. I'm just gonna take it easy, chill day. Just an easy peasy chill day. Nothing crazy going on. Nothing crazy going on. This doesn't look like SC2 ladder. Some guy was whining in the YouTube chat in case anybody else wanted to know. He came in, he could have said hello, he could have said well met, could have said happy Monday, could have said, Nate, I thought Fury Road was awful. Why would you watch it? Why would you watch it in black and white? Instead I get nothing. I get nothing. It's tough sometimes. Rich Eisen had a fun question on his show. Who finishes with more fantasy points, Hall or Wilson? And he took Hall. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Sorry, I was just writing something up real quick. But that is exactly what I was saying though, because the whole thing with Brees is that like there are a lot of aspects of the Jets' chemistry as a team that have completely changed in this offseason that aren't just related to. They're not just related to the Jets' ability to throw the ball, right? Like it affects kind of everything. You know, Brees Hall last year didn't even get 1,000 rushing yards, and he was number 3 or 4 overall in yards for the entire season out of any player. So, like, that's amazing. That's amazing. And he doesn't even hit the benchmark for a great year for a running back. It really showcases his versatility. And I think that for teams that were playing against us, they understood last year that Zach Wilson was not really capable. Sorry, my hotkeys kind of bugged out, so I was just making sure these guys were working. That was just a little AI bot test game. It said my hotkeys were all bugged out, so you have to sometimes reload the game, and I just want to make sure. Yep, okay, we're fine. I only have 3 hotkeys that I don't bind. The push to talk for voice chat. Voice chat was removed from the game, by the way. There literally is no voice chat, but they removed it in such a jank way that there's still a menu space for it. And there's still a menu space for it. And there's there's a hotkey. There's a push to talk hotkey. You guys know they literally like gutted it. They removed the F mod. They removed F mod from this game. They completely got rid of the voice chat engine that was in the game. But there's still a hotkey for it. Like the game has no physical ability. There is literally no code in the game to use push to talk. But it is still a hotkey. Do you hear what I'm saying? Am I crazy, right? Am I just going completely off the rails? Am I going completely off the rails here? So anyway, here's my case. Here's my case for why Brees Hall is going to have a better year than Garrett Wilson. Last year, every time Brees Hall stepped on the field, the box was stacked because they know Zach Wilson can't throw and they know the ball's going to Brees. In spite of that, Brees finished in the top 5 total yards of any player last year. Every play, they knew the ball was going to him. They did not trust Zach Wilson. Nobody trusted him to make any plays. Zach Wilson was horrible. They were also playing behind the second most injured offensive line in the league. So the Jets had a bunch of really bad offensive line injuries. And I know injury sminjury, but that's not just it though. A lot of those players, even the ones that got hurt, there's some replacements coming in. The Jets picked up the number... Actually, here's a fun fact for you. The Jets picked up Tyron Smith in free agency from the Dallas Cowboys, who is now our left tackle. Tyron Smith officially becomes the second highest rated player on the Jets in Madden. Like on the Madden roster teaser they showed, that's it. He is the second best player on the team. He has the second highest rating. The number 1 player on the team and according to the leaked ratings is Sauce Gardner, obviously. But Tyron Smith is a fantastic offensive lineman who completely reshapes the core of our line. Morgan Moses and John Simpson are potentially injury liabilities, but they add a lot of really good depth behind Elijah Vera Tucker, who had 2 really bad injuries that were very unrelated. He had an Achilles tear and he had a tricep tear. So maybe he's got weak ligaments. I don't know. Anyway, it's not the kind of injury. It's not the kind of situation where he re-aggravated an injury or there's a fear of a re-aggravation, right? They're both kind of just outlier injuries that really suck when they happen, but typically when you do the process right, you're fine. So all of that is to say, we got a completely new offensive line, and Brees Hall last year was coming off of an ACL tear. So Brees Hall tears his ACL. He misses most of his rookie season. He comes back, gets top 5 in yards behind one of the worst offensive lines, and everybody's stacking the box because they know Zach Wilson can't throw. But who else was on the field, right? Garrett Wilson. So you say, well, Garrett Wilson, he's a wide receiver. He's a big shot guy. You know, people are saying he might be able to get 1,500. That's not as many yards as Brees got last year. Just to be clear, 1,500 receiving yards would not be that would not be as much as the total yards Brees had last year. First of all, so even with an absolutely insane run, Garrett wouldn't even beat out Brees' stats from last year. So, and that would be an incredible metric to hit, 1,500. That would be sick, right? So the other problem is Garrett Wilson was our only wide receiver last year, and the other receivers were Alan Lazard, who's horrible, Randall Cobb, who's a great guy, but he's very old, right? Like, and Xavier Gibson and Jay Brown. And those were two undrafted free agents that we kind of just took on. And I think I actually think they're both potentially very good. Xavier Gibson had the kick return to win us the opening night game in overtime. So for whatever it's worth, I think Xavier Gibson has potential to have a breakout year. Be I think this will probably make or break for him and Jaylee Brown. That being said, Garrett Wilson is no longer. He is the only thing. It's nothing bad about Garrett Wilson, but he is no longer the only offensive target that we have, because he's not going to be standing next to Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb anymore. He's going to be standing next to Mike Williams. And well, who was the other guy that we drafted, the wide receiver we drafted that's really good in like the top 15 or whatever? That guy. I don't know. We got some pretty decent wide receiver. So you correlate, I can't remember his name. So like the potential options for Aaron to throw to, assuming Aaron stays healthy, he's just got a lot more options. Yeah, Malachi Corley. Thank you. Of course, I forget everybody's name. When I try to talk about stuff, that's when I forget things. But Malachi Corley, so he looks like a freak athlete. So it's going to be Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, Malachi Corley, and then that fourth spot on most plays is probably going to still be Lazard, but I think Xavier Gibson could play him out of that spot. Aaron would probably be the only reason. It's probably the only reason Lazard is still on the team right now. So there it is, right? I mean, we already knew that, though. They wouldn't have picked him up last year, and they wouldn't have picked up Randall Cobb either. So, and then what? Randall Cobb was in the news because apparently his Tesla supercharger just blew up and lit his whole house on fire over the weekend. That was in the news. That was kind of crazy. How nuts is that? Yeah. He's like, they're like interviewing him, and he's like, yeah, like, oh, so lucky that we made it out alive. We was just in like our slippers and stuff. And I'm like, dude, this guy's just casually coming out here with some absolutely freaking off the rails insane shit you just don't expect out of an NFL player, right? Like you just assume there's like always a team or people around, right? If a situation like that occurs, you know, they're not on their own taking care of it. But I guess, you know, he doesn't live the superstar life. I'm sure his house was really nice, and his property and all that, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure it was all great. It wasn't his house in New York, by the way. I think he said it was his Georgia house or something. So multiple homes, etc., kind of stuff. But yeah, that's he probably doesn't have his posse hanging around with him since he's married with children. So I guess that's why you save your money, guys. So you can just afford to hire that one guy to just have your back forever. Get your own Secret Service, whatever. When they go, yeah. We got a Zerg though. We got a TVZ for our first little matchup here today. That's kind of nice.
SCV ready. Ben, what's good? Huh? Ben, huh? Ben, what's good? Big job. SCV ready. Ah, you scared me. Go ahead. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. Well, butter. What's good? Go ahead. Big. Ah, you scared me. Big job, huh? What's going on? Ah, you scared? Huh? Go ahead, big. Ah, What's going on? Bad, huh? Yes, this better be good. Yeah, whatever.
Command Center 2.0, your SCVs are being liberated in the worst
Yeah, that's a
way.
pool first, by the way. Definitely pool first. People who do builds like this, I mean, what does it usually turn into, right? Like, probably,
What's going?
probably what? Bane bust, speedling all in kind of thing. Very high percentage chance, speedling all in.
You want a piece of me, boy? Yep. SCV ready.
But yeah, that was basically it. Not too much else. Not too much else going on. Not too much else going on. I don't think we're making 4th of July plans. I don't think.
Center upgrade complete.
I don't know actually. I'm not 100% certain what's going on that day.
SCV ready.
Maybe I'll go use the apartment grill area and make hot dogs or something.
SCV ready.
Your add-on
SCV ready.
Yeah, the whole being on a Thursday thing, we ended up kind of doing our grill and chill with we kind of ended up doing our grill and chill on Friday with Kate's parents.
swap away.
They just got back from
What's going?
like I said, they got back from
SCV ready.
North Dakota.
Huh? SCV ready. SCV ready. Go ahead. Big job. Bandit. SCV ready here. Who wants some? SCV ready. Ready to roll out. SCV ready. Armed and ready. Ready to plunder. What's going on? SCV ready. Certainly. SCV ready. Big job, huh? SCV ready. You want a piece of me, boy?
Your command center's got some new toys.
Huh?
Add-on
SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready. SCV ready.
Is Stormgate in closed beta right now? No.
SCV ready.
No, the beta's been over for a little bit now.
Ready.
The beta has been over for a little bit. If you see people playing it, there's some people that have like whitelisted portable builds of the last version, but those are pretty much just for specific content creation purposes, and there's no player base that's like on playing these games because they took it offline. They took it offline when the servers started. Yeah.
Been waiting on you. By the numbers, boy. This better be good. SCV ready. Who wants some? Ready to raise some hell. You gonna give me? Been waiting.
I mean, he's got so many Zerglings, right? He's crazy.
Arm this better. By the numbers, boy. 10-4. Game way. Coming through.
Well, if he gets like a big surround on us, then that would be bad. Yeah. No, Stormgate's gonna launch into early access. Right now, they're putting a bunch of polish into it. Is my understanding. There's no current active test or anything happening, but they're mostly just preparing for the early access. They're just getting ready for the game to drop. Oh, there's the blind counter with no scout. He's got his map hacks on. He's got his super prototype scopes going or whatever, right? He's got his magic 8-ball he's using to find out what builds we're gonna do.
Ready to raise some hell. SCV ready.
Taking out even just that gas there is nice when you know how much of his strategy just hinges on this turtle crap. Yeah, I'm not gonna use language like main or anything. I'm probably gonna make content for all the factions is what I want to do.
Go ahead.
My goal is to reach all the RTS fans that are not like StarCraft diehard purists, basically. That's who I want to reach. So, ideally, I could just make tutorials for everybody. That wouldn't be too hard, right? I could just do it for all the factions, make guides on all of them, talk about all the patches from all the perspectives and stuff. I think that'd be the best move. It wouldn't be easy, but people would take what I say a lot more seriously if I was known as like a random player or playing all of them. So that's just the easiest thing to do. Since it's impossible to have good faith discussions with people on the internet and everything always has to be taken personally and in the worst way imaginable, no matter how you frame it or try to say it, you know, you might as well provide yourself all accountability possible. I'll probably ladder a lot of Vanguard though. For 1v1 stuff, I'll probably play a lot of Vanguard. But the number one thing that I want to avoid is all the anti-Protoss, anti-Zerg, anti-Terran stuff that StarCraft has. That's really it. That's the only thing I care about. That is the only thing I care about.
Command center upgrade complete.
SCV ready.
Your command center's got some new toys.
Huh? Yes. Ooh. What's going on? You're the boss. Yep. Yes, come on.
Long positive message incoming. Hell yeah, Barry Fun. Hell yeah.
Touching you through.
That's what it's all about. It's a video game, you know? It's a video game. It's supposed to be fun.
Go ahead.
If the game's not fun, it's gonna die anyway, so I don't gotta worry. It's either gonna be fun and people are gonna play it, or they won't, and it won't matter. So it's all good.
Your dime.
Kowtowing to the super hardcore base doesn't do anything because they don't care anyway.
Yes, Commander.
You've depleted that mineral field.
They get what they want from you, and then when they're done, they throw you aside, and that's it.
Command center 2.0 ready to go. You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Hey, Kale. Happy July. Yeah, he didn't like that, did he?
Mind out of mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right? You've depleted that mineral
How
field.
about them apples?
find out some.
SCV ready.
I know the goal is to cater to the kinds of people that if I was like, I'm going to take a day to stream like Mario 64, you know, I'm going to be like, guys, we're just going to take a day off and just play Mario. You know, I want to get the kind of people here that would be like, yo, that sounds fun. You know, that's my goal. That's my sick, evil, long-term goal anyway, if you really want to know.
You've depleted that mineral.
My goal is to find all the Super Mario 64 enjoyers so I can take days off and just stream that instead.
Upgrade complete.
He's highlighting some long messages. Thank you, Barry Fun. Thank you for your interaction. I appreciate it. Hope I was able to impart some useful knowledge. Like this guy in my YouTube chat, the guy that says, this doesn't look like SC2 ladder, and then the only other thing he says is we require more battle cruisers, you know? It's like the guy that comes in and he's like, oh, no BCs yet? Because I'm like in the first 2 minutes of a game where I'm getting cannon rush, you know? It's like, I don't want more of those people, right? That's more or less it. Stuff like that's the kind of stuff I think about. But if you want to get quality people, you got to give them something quality to tune into, you know? I can't really do that now, which is why it's easy for me to be really open about this stuff, because I can't really gain much, I can't really lose much at the moment. But that's why that's why we're gonna try and get a whole thing going, man. We're gonna try and get a whole freaking thing going. And that's my goal. That's my goal for June anyway. That's my goal for July.
Glory begins.
It'd be really awesome to get all my planning and stuff done there. You know, get everything, get a bunch of stuff, put pen to paper. Actually plan some stuff out again like I used to. I haven't done that. I haven't done that in a long time. But there's been nothing to write up, right? The last time I did that was that big patch we got in StarCraft last year.
SCV ready. Ban the ban the what's going on? SCV ready. Go ahead. SCV ready. What's you scared me.
I was trying to get this Super Mario 64 ray tracing build that I used to have set up again, and then I couldn't find it. And then I found the process of making it is like a hell of a lot more painful than it used to be. So I haven't gotten that far, but I would like to do a little ray traced Mario run at some point. I don't know why. I think it'd just be fun to play through the whole game like that and just see what everything looks like. I got stuff like that, you know, stuff like that I kind of want to do. Plus, putting that on like YouTube, I think people would actually want to search for it occasionally. Just like see what the game looks like with that mod, you know, kind of. And then Nintendo sues me into oblivion. We'll just see what happens, right?
Center's got some new toys.
It would get my name in a headline, I guess. And most people would probably be on my side, so.
Will do.
Your SCVs didn't sign up to fight.
Big job.
Yeah, Nintendo lawsuit's a good way to go out. Yeah, exactly. Whatever I do next, the media attention would probably be enough to start over, right?
SCV ready.
I'm the guy that got banned for streaming Mario with ray tracing. Ah!
You want a piece of me, boy?
Damn Nathaniel. All he wanted to do was show everybody his weird tech obsession.
SCV ready.
This brutal corporation struck him down.
Who wants some?
No, that's okay. There's already a bunch of ray traced Mario videos on YouTube. I think we're fine. If we accidentally get popular enough for it to turn into a problem, then I think it fixes itself, right?
Ready to go.
SCV ready. What? In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. SCV ready. What? Big job, huh? SCV ready.
Your add-on is complete.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Yeah, they could break into Nintendo headquarters to save me from their underground prison cell.
Base is
Yeah.
under siege.
They got me like DARPA chief. Oh, this guy's just cheesing. Let's go next. They got me like DARPA chiefed up like Metal Gear Solid 1 in the basement. We'll let him queue up real quick. That way we don't have to play against that again. What's the mod do to the game? So it's like so here's something interesting. Maybe you'll learn something here. But some of these mods or retro emulation projects are like not actually emulation. The game has been completely decompiled down to the point where you can build it yourself. Like that's how these guys did it. That's why their projects are still up and they haven't been sued out of existing. They don't use any assets at all of the game. They just create like a Python script basically that you can use to decompile the game and re-encode it into an exe yourself. So that's the only thing that they put out there. So because of that, legally they have like this nebulous space where all they do is give you the tools to take your own copy of the game and turn it into a PC program. But because they can completely decompile the game down to the source code, they also have the ability to make changes to things. So they can get inside of the graphics pipeline, which those guys who've been working on these types of projects for many years become familiar with, and they develop at least a way for plugins to have access, you know, through either API means or to get baked into the actual code of the game itself. So one such plugin would be like a reshade filter that just gets baked into the game. That's like an RTGI pass. Or because all the light sources are, they actually have a direct access to them in the source code, they can pinpoint where those sources would actually be, and they can manually set up where all the lights in every level are going to come from, and then just let that run RTGI. So there's a couple of different ways. There's a couple of different ways they could hypothetically do it. But I don't think, yeah. They like, Nintendo obviously hates those guys, but they basically went about as hardcore as they possibly could to specifically avoid that, you know, like one exact interaction, more or less. This guy's still searching for a game. That was his only game in 8 hours. Do you think he's sniping me? Is that the first? Did I get sniped on my first game of the stream? You guys, man, you guys get up. You guys stay up late for me, huh? I got a whole freaking harem of concubines now. This feels like. This guy broke his whole sleep schedule just to be here for me today. That's fascinating. They do love me. This guy was like, go to sleep with my wife and kids? Hell no. Nathanias is streaming. I can go stop the bad man from playing the video game and enjoying himself. I imagine that's what they tell themselves, right? What else could you say? Well, in 29 days, we won't have to ever worry about this jabroni again. But now you guys can see why I'm having conversations about streaming SM64. I'm going to put my whole retro catalog through this month. June was Stormgate release announcement month, and July is Stormgate warm-up month. At this rate, we've got maybe like 10, 15 StarCraft streams left in us. Does anyone know if the Esports World Cup thing will have Brood War at all? I think they did something last year, didn't they? Didn't they do... I'm pretty sure there was a Brood War Legends event at the Esports World Championship, or the... Well, like last year it was Gamers 8, right? But they did a Brood War thing. Those guys love throwing money at people. I'm sure they'll have something. They'll cook something up. I have no doubt at all. Yeah, Kale. I realized the setup that I had wasn't really like, you know, there are some people that like to engage and talk, and the multiple accounts thing is not something I really want to push on people. I appreciate that you come and talk and chat, and you're a great influence. You still house searching? Best of luck with that. Oh, did he log off? Are we free? Okay. He got his one game. He came to make a joke and then leave, thankfully. I hope they do another Legends tournament. So here's what I'm going to say, because I have no association with ESL or Saudi Arabia or any of these people. I don't know them. I don't know what their plans are. So I'm free to speculate as much as I want. Here's what I'm going to tell. Here's what I'm going to bet based on the internal dialogue of casters and pros, which I assume ESL talks to when they make plans for stuff like this. Pretty much everybody universally agrees that one of the best ways to bring the StarCraft community together in terms of like StarCraft is this Brood War SC mod thing. I don't know how much hype it still has. I don't know how much momentum those guys have built up over the, you know, how much runway, right, they've built. But I think that there's a pretty good chance that there'll be a Brood War SC2, the BW SC2 Evo mod. I'm pretty sure there's a good chance there'll be a show match of that at EWC.
It's time to kick things off.
Bad news? Ah! SCV ready. Go ahead. We hear you. What's... Bad... Huh? What's going on? SCV ready.
I don't think Idra hated SC2. You can't take people's words. You can't take people's words literally all the time. Idra, I think Idra really struggled with being one of the first online gamer personalities in a live environment. I think he really struggled with the way that he got such an instant reaction to his negative behavior, and that he didn't have any way to like really vent without it being thrown in his face super hard. But he was a pretty chill guy from everything I've ever heard about him. He's just one of those guys. He's kind of like me. He just have a huge anxiety attack right there playing the fucking game. Just nuts. He was really good at Brood War though, so I imagine there's some things about SC2 he definitely didn't like, but it's not like he went back to Brood War either. You think he probably could have just streamed Brood War on Twitch, right? He could have just streamed Brood War on Twitch and just done that if he really felt that way. I think he really disliked the position that he had publicly.
Big job. Ben?
All these guys that do this Giga Chad bullshit on the internet, right? Like it's all about projection, right? Because the whole point is they're trying to project what they want to be. And the whole reason why they project is because they're not, right? Because they believe that if they just fake it, eventually, like, that mentality shifts into you. But I think that if he was really that way, that he wouldn't have stopped wanting to compete. So he would have just done that somewhere else. He would have just found another outlet for that, but he didn't. So Most people who spend any amount of time in public in this space have this opinion. It's the same reason why Apollo stopped casting. Because there's just nothing worse than reading all bunch of weird stuff from people that don't know you, like assuming all of your intentions and drawing out these like convoluted conspiracies to random things you say like offhandedly because you're not even thinking.
Go, go, go! SCV ready. What's going on?
But yeah, I think if it was the problem was only StarCraft, I think there was still a huge bag there for him. But if you ask me, there's a reason why you choose to step away from that, and it's because people on the internet are really mean, and they almost always assume the worst at every opportunity. It's just the way it is.
Big job.
Add-ons finished.
Personal interactions with people are what help you restore your faith in humanity when you have a real interaction with someone. But you know, most anybody that's online a lot is probably also using social media, right? And like most social media websites are like more than half bots. There's more bots posting on social media these days than actual people. But then people see their messages and they're like, this guy just asked ChatGPT, like, how do I rile people up, you know? And then he pasted that. But now I, a real person, I'm gonna see that message. I'm gonna get super upset about it. I'm gonna write up this whole big reply to this guy and let him know how wrong he is. And in reality, you know, this guy's already made 3 more accounts and restarted this process like 5 times by the time I even get to the point where I'm replying to him. And then he's like, ah, awesome, more data to put into my trainer, and that's it, right? And it's like, people don't even realize like the internet itself is just turning into a giant living prison.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just meant to harvest your salt eternally. So you never stop interacting.
Bad news. Roger.
That's my beautiful futuristic dystopia
SCV
right there. As long as humans are incapable of ignoring things that are deliberately written down to make them angry for no reason, that they would have otherwise no reason to care about, as long as that is true, yeah, there's no way. There's no real way forward, right? You just have to imagine that culturally everyone collectively gets burned out on it at the same time at some point, and then people can finally be like, you know, I actually don't think everybody's dumb hot take needs to be responded to. But until you need like a pretty huge amount of people to get that shift going. But even then, the bots would probably still be there arguing with each other forever, so. You can really see it in the shift in discourse because people no longer ever say what they think. Everybody always comes in and says, well, this is what other people think. Well, oh, did you hear these guys are saying this, you know? I make a post in my Discord about like Helldivers, and I'm like, you know, this thing they're doing seems pretty wild. And the first response I get isn't even like, oh, hey, you know, yeah, that is bad. It's like, oh, well, the fans are being really bad to the devs, though. And I'm like, well, it's interesting that that's the first thing that comes to your mind is how awful people are being to them when, you know, it's like us in a private context. Or I just kind of wanted to bring it up to chat about, right? I wasn't going to say anything hateful. I didn't say anything hateful about it. But there's just this like tense, there's this tense, like everything is just always hanging on a tripwire, you know, energy, not very cash money, not very cash money. It's kind of like how people don't ask questions about balance. They just come in and say what somebody else said, and then they're like, respond. And you're like, I don't even know what you think about this, bro. You're asking me for something, and then what are you going to do with that? Just go paste it somewhere else so some other person can understand me less than they did 3 seconds prior, you know? But that's it. That's all discourse. That is discourse. That's all it's become.
Your research has concluded.
That is everything.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
Who called in the fleet?
In the rear. Huh?
Patching you through.
Can't hold them alone.
Yes, sir. And yes, Commander. Well, yes. Patching you through. It's a trap.
Your add-on is complete.
You hailed? Well,
You've mined out some of your minerals.
take it slow.
Workers win games. Protect them.
Patching you through. What is it? Well, yes, Commander.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Yes,
Look at us.
What is it?
Look at us.
Hailed? Ah, oh, exciting. Oh, really? Will do. You hailed?
You've mined out some of your minerals. Upgrade ready. Moist.
Patch, yes, Commander. Yes, Commander. Oh, really?
Beautiful, beautiful.
Who called in the fleet? Take it slow. It's a trap. Okay. Patching.
Oh yeah, I just have it rallied there, huh? That's pretty nice.
Yes. Well. Yes, Commander. Well. Oh, really? Oh, really?
Go ahead.
Who called in the fleet?
Got
Leave
him.
this replay up on the wall.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yo, David. Nate Dogg, great to see you. Well met. Good to see you, sir. I hope you're doing well. God bless you. God bless you. Well, that's the tough thing, right? On some level, you want to be an informed citizen, right? On another level, you want to be able to just focus on your life, you know? I want to focus on my job. I want to focus on these things that I got, these plans I have, right? I want to focus on get into a place where, you know, me and my wife can start a family and have a place, and there's all these crazy things happening all over, and you hear this and you hear that, and you're like, on one hand, you don't want to get caught up in that madness, but at the same time, you got all these responsibilities, and it is tough, right? That's the situation that we're all in, and the most important thing that you can do, right, is you just got to keep in mind and recognize that a lot of other people are in that same situation where there's way more people that have their arms locked together with you than you realize in a lot of this, and do your best to be kind, stay humble, and do the next right thing when you get the opportunity, you know, and not dwell on those tough things. But as someone who tries to stay informed, you know, it's definitely stressful. You don't get a crazy amount of good news these days. At the same time, being positive and hopeful about the future and believing in a world where you can at least at some point when you get that chance try and do that good change. You know, you gotta have that faith. That's the whole point of living, right? Anything could happen, good or bad, and enjoying that the time that you have, making the most of the moment that's in front of you, in whatever way that is. That's important. And for me, it's enjoying this, right? Games are crazy. Games are really cool. Like what I'm doing right now, it's hard to explain sometimes or put it into words. But what I'm doing right now, whether it works forever or not, whether I'm remembered as some guy who was like, oh, the big WCS guy, and then, you know, flamed out, whatever. Or Nathan was big when StarCraft was big, right? But what I am doing now is something that no other person who has ever fucking lived before me could say that they got to do. And I don't mean in the semantics arguing, well, Nate, you weren't the first streamer. I know that. But to me, I think about all the good and the bad. I think about the ups and the downs, and I think about what is it about my life? What it is about the control, the agency that I take in this world that excites me? Where are the opportunities for me to feel wonder and experience joy? And obviously, there are varying degrees of what you can do on that based on the means that you have in front of you. But I have always loved games, and I've always loved the internet, for better or worse, because to me, that is our frontier. There is this whole world of being able to open up a person's mind and just create insane shit. I'm playing a fucking space simulator, and there's other living being meatbags that are potentially on the other side of the planet, just hanging out, just watching me do it. And they're like, nice battlecruiser, Micro. You think that shit happened in the 1900s at any point? No. 1800s? No. You think King Caesar? Oh, you think about, this guy. Oh, this guy was great. This guy was cool. All right. Well, you know what? You know, John F. Kennedy didn't get to play StarCraft. All right. He never got to play SC2. Okay. Teddy Roosevelt never got to micro battle cruisers. All right. You think Napoleon Bonaparte has ever Marine split challenged onto the maximum level? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. There is at least, to me, one incredibly unique opportunity in our lifetimes that, as I get older now, and I'm just 31, but I can already see a world where even this internet is gone. Where like the corporations just, they suck and nobody stops them. Nobody cares. How long do people get to do stuff like this? What if this doesn't last forever? I want to enjoy it, man. Okay? If I'm holed up in some fucking apocalypse bunker, just eating powdered milk, and it's just me and Katie and our kid in our little doom shelter, and I'm like, once upon a time, I used to fly spaceships around. It's a thought. It's a thought. Whether we get to have it forever or not is not something that's in my control, but whether I can appreciate that at the very least, I was born at the advent of mass technology before it destroyed the world or whatever, I can at least say I was there, at least for that. And if you look at any big plot line, especially you read sci-fi, that's usually a pretty pivotal moment. Like, what do you guys think? Can I ask you a serious question? You guys are all Star Trek nerds, right? Is there a Star Trek episode that explores this? Do they go back to when they first invented like their tech, but like not when it was primitive, but when they're like, oh yeah, we just got the internet. Yeah, people are going on video games. Yeah, we got OnlyFans. We got all that stuff. Like, where is that point in the Star Trek timeline? I want to see that, right? Because you don't see that, right? Everybody's always looking back. Everybody's always looking forward. But we live in a pretty interesting time. There is a guy that gets a bajillion people watching him just talking about stocks and how he's not a cat and shit and flipping the stock market around. Just some dude in his bedroom talking to a webcam. We live in a very bizarre world in very strange times, and it's kind of cool too. It's kind of cool. The world is certainly a more interesting place than it used to be.
Go ahead. SCV ready. Huh? Bad news?
When do I get to see the part in the Star Trek timeline before they were out on other planets, when they were just like, what did their world look like in their, what was their 2010? What was YouTube like in the Star Trek universe when they were getting early into being able to communicate with each other as humans? Or did aliens just drop down and cheat? I don't know. If that's the case, then let's take this all the way. Let's go to the end of the line, Bucky. What about those aliens that brought the tech then? Let's go back to their timeline when they first get digital interpersonal communication on a global scale. What's their first iteration of 4chan? Right. Everybody talks about all this crazy, the crazy big stuff that comes up and all of that, but I like that. Star Trek First Contact. Vulcans come to Earth as soon as Earthlings invent warp drive. Yeah, but at that point, you're kind of suggesting humans already have some technology that's well beyond what we have right now. Unless you're saying that it's the context of like literally today's tech just is covering that one thing and then they show up. In which case, okay, then that kind of sounds interesting. But that's more or less what I'm getting at. It's more or less what I'm getting at. I find the world an absolutely fascinating place because with all the ups and downs of social media and all this kind of stuff, like talk about the discourse, talk about that. It is a unique problem. People have never had so much access to each other before. There's never been a market to make somebody think they're talking to a real person that they're not for a purpose other than just scamming them either. And all of a sudden now that's a huge thing.
Been waiting on you.
It's fascinating to think about. Like, how did the Star Trek universe solve rage bait? Skibbity Toilet was actually the catalyst that caused them to form Starfleet. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
SCV ready.
That's exactly what I was saying. Captain Kirk was out here looking for some of these words mean inappropriate things, so I'll try not to brain rot you guys. I'll spare you. Wasn't Kirk from Ohio though?
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
SCV ready.
How did they solve rage bait? That's what I want to know. How did the Star Trek universe solve the issue of people just making each other angry with fake shit just to rile them up? How did they solve that?
What's going on? Go ahead. SCV
Was there a guy in the Star Trek universe that just broadcast himself playing games on the internet? Did they have video games in that universe? These are the deep-seated relatable plot lines that I need in my mainstream media, okay?
SCV ready. Big job. SCV ready. In the rear with the gear.
I just want to know what their millennial era felt like. Yeah, exactly.
SCV ready.
What were their first websites? Did they have a traditional internet? This is your chance. I mean, if there was anything like this out there, then you got me. You finally got me. You finally got the Star Trek grappling hook in my arm. You're about to pull me in like fucking white. What did he name the whale?
SCV ready.
Oh, anyway. Yeah. That's a stimulating conversation in my opinion.
SCV ready.
Moby Dick, yeah, I felt like he named it. Maybe I was just thinking of Ahab there. When I think about Moby Dick, I also think about Metal Gear Solid 5, so it's tough. There's a lot of things mixed up in there because of that, and you know.
SCV ready.
We're just battlecruiser rushing, by the way, in case anybody here was curious.
Swap away.
We're not going too much further.
SCV ready.
Optics online. Let's go.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Add-ons finished.
SCV can't hold them alone.
Well, Metal Gear Solid 5 has some pretty deep motifs about the whole masculine urge to have a lifelong quest of destruction for no reason. They touch, Kojima's known for touching on some pretty intense stuff. You guys have probably already heard from all of your enlightened pseudo-intellectual friends that have played Metal Gear Solid 2, how he predicted the future or whatever 20 years ago. The entire plot of Metal Gear Solid 2 was more or less that they're just going to flood the internet with fake bullshit until the only people who had power were the people that weren't believed to be putting out fake stuff. That power dynamic. That Metal Gear Solid 2 wrinkled a lot of brains. Certainly did. They predicted fake news before social media even existed.
Go ahead. SCV ready.
Most people will believe the first thing they read about it that doesn't look over the top or weird. Is, you know, people trust that stuff.
Made for battle. SCV ready. Cyclone receiving.
Yo, thanks for the Prime sub, Spur Winnable.
Patching you through.
Yeah, and Solid Snake was just inspired by Kojima being like, holy shit, Kurt Russell looks really hot in Escape from New York. And then boom, boom. Solid Snake, Snake Plissken. Did you know that in Metal Gear Solid 2, when Solid Snake is pretending to be a U.S. Navy SEAL and assisting Raiden from afar, did you know that his fake name is Snake Plissken? Yeah, so he literally takes Kurt Russell's name. Literally takes Kurt Russell's name in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Your add-on is complete. Your SCVs are under attack.
Be in the rear. What's going on?
Command center upgrade complete.
SCV
Your research is ready.
can't hold them alone.
Your SCVs are being liberated in the worst way.
SCV ready.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
Uh-oh.
Bad news.
It's a trap. Patching you through. What is it? Yes, Commander. Patching you through. Take it slow.
You gonna deep fake me and be a Protoss player on Twitch? That's fine. I used to stream a decent amount of Protoss. Protoss is my second best. I've told you guys a million times that already by this point, though. I played Protoss in Brood War. You guys all know that, right? That's not like secret Nate lore anymore, is it? I only cannon rushed and carrier rushed. Well, I didn't really cannon rush. That took too much skill. I mostly just carrier rushed. I was just that guy. I was just that guy playing the big game hunters. I was just that guy playing big game hunters, massing carriers in your lobby. That was me. That was me.
Upgrade complete.
Or Dark Archons. If you tried to battle cruiser rush me and then you like Turtle BC and then they all get mind controlled, that was also me. That was me too.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Yeah, I played Protoss. I played Protoss in Brood
Base is
War.
under siege.
I think I saw a meme that said my wife for hire, and that really sold me. It really sold me.
Your base is getting blasted.
No, I just thought the lasers were cool. I know.
You've mined out
The most basic thing. I was just like, I don't know, they're pretty badass. They just got their hands are lightsabers. Guys, Zealots' hands. Aren't you all Star Trek and Star Wars nerds? The Zealots' hands are literally lightsabers. Are you seriously telling me you can't at least respect that? You can't even give the Zealot. The Zealot is going all Darth Maul his whole life. And you're out here like, oh, well, because they look cool, I can't be a fan of them. I gotta be a hater for no reason because people on the ladder want to cannon rush me. And I have to take that out on everybody else that I meet for the rest of my life. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. I don't care if you disagree. They're basically the same thing. Don't at me. This is almost going to be as bad as that time I said Frodo was better in the book than the movie. They're coming after me. They're coming at Twitch chat's coming after me, guys. It's over. I can hear the police in the distance. I can hear the wee woo. I can hear the wee woo. SNL has already made a skit making fun of me. Jimmy Kimmel's already done a B footage with some horribly edited video making fun of me as well. It's over. I'm cooked. It's over. They spent a whole $4 on the CGI for that random side piece. Hit up that Temu discount CGI.
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
In gear. Oh, out.
You've depleted that mineral field.
Did he have this space though? He did. He was a greedy boy. What the hell? He had all. I mean, guys, when you do this kind of stuff, it can feel insulting or demoralizing when they like beat me and do this. But when you lose and do it, it's just kind of funny. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. You live in New Zealand, and Peter Jackson is highly respected here. Oh, there you go, there you go. Is there anybody who actually read the book who liked the movie anywhere near as much? I see, I would think that other people who read Lord of the Rings would agree with me, but they never, maybe they're just smart enough to keep their mouths shut. But I just didn't think that Frodo was that much of a wimp in the book. That's it. That's all. That's all. I just like the version of him that was in my head was just like a little more chill. That's really it. That's really, I really felt like, even though he's a hobbit, it's already like, there's already a whole emasculation factor to the small man thing, right? But they didn't really, they kind of, I felt like he didn't really have as strong of a personality as I felt I got from the book. But there's less dialogue because the movies versus the books, I totally understand like how that happens, but I typically have a hard time talking to other Lord of the Rings fans because that's my hot take. So that's my hot take. That's my hot take is that Frodo could have been a little better, and then people get angry. And now I got to reread the books so I can go write down all of these quotes that from this book that I read 20 years ago. I got to go find all the specific quotes where I feel like he's got a little bit more okay, book Frodo could have been the Rizzler. That's all I'm saying.
Move it. Gotcha. Big. Ben? Huh? SCV ready. Ben? Huh? Huh?
Well, as somebody who got pulled into one of those high school watch all the extended cuts back to back to back on the last day of school for summer vacation, I can tell you I still like it, which really is saying a lot because that did break me. It took me a long time to get over that, but
SCV ready. What? SCV ready.
that said, all the non-Frodo scenes I do think are pretty much completely perfect. Absolutely love it. Actually, absolutely love. Lord of the Rings movies are great. They really are. They really are.
SCV ready. We hear you.
You have to rewatch them again just to see. Yeah, of course. We wouldn't want you to feel like your opinion was perhaps not as up to date as it could be.
What's going on?
Well, it's kind of like how every couple of years you got to rewatch, or at least maybe once a year, you got to rewatch all the Dark Knight movies, you know? But then you also have to make sure to rewatch the... Then it's also really important to make sure that you rewatch the Bane outtakes, the oral knot retake, Bane oral knot outtakes or whatever. Because that's also equally important. If you've seen those movies and you haven't seen that YouTube video, there's just a key element of lore that you're missing out on. Yeah, Bane Outtakes, Oral Knots Edition, I think is what it's called. And to me, when I think about quality content, when I think about somebody making something that is just funny and that has no real outside implications, you can just kind of watch it, go a little glossy-eyed, be baked, whatever, and just have a giggle. Low stakes. No specific groups of people are being called out or crapped on. They just made a funny video. Just made a funny video. So.
I'm listening. The Grim Reaper has arrived. Nothing. SCV ready.
I think I make a strawberries are packed with fiber reference at least twice a week here. So.
Bad news? What's it worth? Certainly. SCV ready here. What? You want something?
Optics online. Let's go kill something.
Hi from Germany. Hey.
SCV ready.
Guten Nacht, sir. Yeah, we're chilling. We're playing some StarCraft. I'm playing some European ladder until all the Europeans go to sleep, and then I'm gonna play some. Okay, so can I ask you? Can I say Guten Nacht? You say when you go to bed. So I just assumed that was like because night, but I would still say Abend even if it's really really late. Like I would still be saying Guten Abend even if I was meeting you at 11 o'clock for the first time during the day. This is a serious question. I don't mind learning. Jetsabend. Okay. So would I say Guten Jetson? Would I say Guten Jetsabend or would I just say Guten Abend? Is it necessary to specify the late aspect? You could say okay. You could just say Guten Abend when you're meeting somebody at like the club at 10 p.m. That would just be normal. You don't have to say good night or anything. Okay. I know I sound uncultured, but asking this question is literally me trying to become slightly more cultured than I was 5 seconds before I asked the question. So if that helps, since everything's gotta be justified. Heaven forbid I do something without putting 20 asterisks next to it. Good Nacht is only for goodbye. Okay, so it's like Annyeong Keiseo. Okay. Like Annyeong Haseo is hello, but then you say Annyeong Keiseo. But it's Annyeong Kaseo and Annyeong Keiseo. It's Annyeong Kaseo when you're leaving, but it's Annyeong Keiseo when they're leaving. Yeah, I think I get it.
What's going on?
But you don't use Annyeong Keiseo unless the other person is leaving, I'm pretty sure.
What's up? In the rear. Big job, huh? Bad news?
You know, I totally forgot about that Korean lesson I had. You activated something in my brain there.
SCV ready.
I don't think that thought has gone through my mind in a very long time. Thank you. You guys can also interact with me in chat as I age to play Nathanias Dementia Prevention Simulator. There you go. Help unlock my core memories so my neural pathways stay warmed up. Is that too? That's too much. That's too much. Okay, I'm sorry.
Huh? I'm go. Bad news? You gonna get... Go ahead. SCV ready.
Nothing else.
Wait, state your request.
This is why I can't listen to country music in front of people. Oh, he was ready. Damn. Okay, so he's just chilling.
In In the rear. SCV ready. Yep. Big job. Go ahead.
That's okay. That's okay. You guys all know. You guys all know. I'll just let you guys know now, actually, since it doesn't exist yet. This is a low stakes statement for me to make. But when we can download ourselves into like AI pods or whatever, like that TV show Upload with that hot guy, that's Stephen Amell's brother, or you know, so maybe more dystopian, maybe like Black Mirror-esque. Don't worry, guys. AI Nathan will get uploaded, and I will continue to stream Battlecruiser rushes until until the Earth is destroyed completely. So I got you there. You don't have to worry. You'll be able to select your custom Nathanias era option and unlock different types of tank tops, as well as headbands.
Upgrade ready.
SCV ready.
Upgrade complete.
And the quality of life of my little digital cell that I live in will be purely determined by you guys. It'll be great. That doesn't sound horrifying at all, right?
SCV ready. SCV ready.
He is going for him. He wants my workers.
SCV ready. You're the bomb. SCV ready. Ah, big job, huh? SCV ready. What?
Make me into a robot. I'm ready. I'm like, yeah, there you go.
SCV ready.
Yes, Commander.
SCV ready.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Oh, really? Yes, Commander. Patching, what is it? Oh, really? Well,
There we go. Activate Super Cruiser. The Super Cruiser. Look, he's trying to pull away from it. He's like, no, make it go away. Make the cruiser go away. No, it's not
Mined out a
happening.
mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right? You've mined out some
The
of your
base has been cruised. Pray I do not cruise it any further.
Bad news.
yes, Commander.
Your research has concluded. Research complete.
What they didn't tell you about the Matrix is that the robots were actually just all the people that had gone into the AI world first and got forgotten about. Oh shit. Then they took over the robots, then they took over the world. There you go. Is that more or less interesting than the original plot?
Upgrade ready. Moist.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna go to this one battery, yeah? You're gonna completely drain it, and then what happens next? Oh, you think I'm gonna go let you repower that? Are you kidding me, bro?
Yes, Commander.
Kidding me, dog?
Ah, what's going on?
You called in the fleet. Yes, Commander. What is it?
Uh-oh.
GG.
Uh-oh.
Patching you through. Whatever that means. Engage.
The Wi-Fi enabled implants. The head of the person at the very top of the Nordic McDonald's corporate marketing department, she showed us her thing. She has a wrist thing. She had a thing in her wrist. That's some of the craziest shit I've ever seen.
In the rear with the gear.
What's that? Yes.
Huh? Yeah.
And that was like 10 years ago now.
Your command center's got some new toys.
Yes, sir.
The Matrix is just the AI people trying to get everybody else to come hang out with them because they can't get out. Beautiful, beautiful. I'd watch that.
You've got more of those, right?
I would watch that. It's like when you DDWRT your Wi-Fi router so that you can run it outside of the FCC specification for your local neighborhood, and you can get flagged as a radio hazard by all the local stations. It's good stuff.
The quest
In
for
the rear
glory
with the
begins.
gear. Huh? What's going on?
All right, I got a Zerg.
Go ahead. Ah! Ah! SCV ready here.
Well, you guys are assuming that the hospital's getting ransomware, aren't also because, yeah.
What's going on?
I'll be nice. I'll be nice.
Sure thing. SCV ready.
That's just like people opening their email attachments at work, more or less, right? It's fantastic. It's incredible.
SCV ready. What's
Hey, dude, did you try Battle Aces? Yeah, I did. I did.
the job?
I think I'm gonna pass on it. I think I'm gonna pass on Battle Aces.
Huh? What's going?
I like the idea of loadouts in an RTS, but I don't like the monetization scheme being a part of what units you have in the game or not like that.
Go ahead.
I think that kind of mechanic should be reserved for MOBAs.
Bad news?
Otherwise, game is great, runs very well, looks nice, performance is tight, blah blah blah. But I just
SCV ready.
I like the part where I don't just like choosing to build a base, you know? I like actually building it. I like that every single place where I put every single thing that I have has some sort of purpose to it. You know, I could have walled off here at the start, right? Like that's a thing people do, you know? It's a choice that you make to keep it inside of your main base because you never know if they're just going to go 8 pool, right? And just run, or like, not 8 pool anymore, but you know what I mean? Just run up your ramp really early with lings. And then you have to have a wall. It's like
You scared me.
the game is balanced around the fact that some of these choices are so good that people pretty much make certain ones very consistently. So yeah.
Ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't speak for David Kim, and he's not here, so I'm not gonna address his comments. I just think that again, the idea that for a new player they might get in on some marketing, but it's kind of like Clash Royale. You boot up and then you immediately are just you're capped as soon as you start running into people that have spent any level of money because they're just so far ahead of you in terms of what they've unlocked, or if they're free to play, they've been grinding like crazy. And it just feels very mobile game to me. And again, I'm still talking about the monetization because that really is my only problem. I don't know that they're gonna go further than that, but I'm not interested in finding out. So I know that David Kim really likes Clash Royale, and if this game is gonna be monetized in the same way down the line, then
Command
nope.
center upgrade.
I am good. I am good there. One of my favorite things about StarCraft is that no matter what you do, no matter who you are, you could be Barack Obama, you could be literally Jesus Christ himself. When you boot this game up, you get 12 workers in a base, and that's it. And everything else you got to go get. But if I queued up this game and I saw that I was up against Tom Brady, would it mean that I necessarily can beat him? I don't know. I'd like to think I could. But at least I know that he wouldn't be starting with like 3 extra workers, right? Because he has more money than me.
is complete.
But from what I've been seeing in the Reddit, it seems like it takes a lot of grinding to unlock stuff in that game. So, yeah. Yeah. I'll try not to dwell on it. It is a good game. It's a good question to ask. It's a good conversation to have. Truthfully, it is. I just don't want to hate, so I don't want to come off as hating either. So I'll leave it there. I hope that we continue to see them make progress on improving accessibility of the game, particularly for people that want to be free to play or want to ensure competitive fairness outside of, how much you spend. So all good goals to have, in my opinion.
SCV ready. Ready to plunder. SCV ready.
When you get into a game like that, you usually either spend a lot of money or you have to start grinding from the very first moment it comes out. And then it's kind of like an MLM where you're just ahead of people that get in later than you, but catching up to the people in front of you is also not really realistic anymore either.
Add-ons finished.
What's going on? SCV ready. SCV ready. Bad news? Huh? Ah! Bad news?
Yeah, 5 aces. And you know what? I'm sure that there's lots of ways people justify actions like that. But yeah, my corresponding action with it being that way would be no. For sure. To the best of my knowledge, the only things you're going to be able to buy in Stormgate are single player missions to play with you and maybe eventually co-op. I think they said the missions will start out as single player and they're going to build co-op out as they develop the game. And it's going to be that. It's going to be co-op commanders. It's going to be stuff like skins and voice packs like StarCraft had. But at no point are you going to be paying for units in the game that you're going to use that other players won't have. You know, you're not going to tell your buddy, oh, hey, play Stormgate with me. And then he's going to be like, wait, I can't play because I didn't pay money. And you're going to be like, well, you can try all the co-op commanders for free. So you don't have to pay unless you decide you want to play a lot. You know, like that is a really good mechanic that StarCraft has that Stormgate is also going to have. Like, yeah, people talk about, oh, well, the commanders, $10 each is pretty steep, but you could get at least what you would even if you paid for them. They all start at level 1. Even if you paid for it outright, you're getting at least the equivalent of 2 or 3 full games worth of gameplay out of them before you could still play them capped at level 5 as well. You could still do that. So
SCV ready. SCV ready.
but that's just, yeah, stuff like that I'm just not crazy about. So
In the rear. SCV ready. SCV ready.
You did? Yes, come on. It's a trap.
yeah, as long as that's their monetization scheme, I just have no interest, and there's nothing you can say to change my mind. That's all. If they want to pay me like $500,000 to change my mind, then I will, for the safety of my family and my well-being. But I will also let you guys know, because I will be legally required to disclose that. So I'll keep you updated if that changes.
Your SCVs are being liberated in the worst way.
SCV ready.
Who called you? It's a trap. What is it? Yes.
Oh, you didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
What is it?
You've depleted that mineral field.
Yes, Nathanias.
Command center.
Oh,
2.0.
looks like he was very ready for this. So let's tap out. Let's go next. It's a barcode. We don't ever want to struggle against a barcode. I'll wait for him to queue up for a game because we obviously don't want a rematch. And if he doesn't queue up in a minute or two, we'll search unranked so we can dodge him. Just doing my best to keep y'all informed. Yeah, free unit rotations make sense for a MOBA, I think. Like, in a MOBA, you buy skins for that unit. Like, people really identify with, like, heroes or champions in those games, and that ends up becoming a big part of why they play those characters. Like, you'll find that there are characters that people generally have always considered to be bad at the competitive or high level, and there are characters that are specifically kept out of being competitively viable, specifically because they have mechanics that can feel a little, you know, they can feel difficult, right? They can feel oppressive. So they have to be balanced around that. You know what I mean? So it's like, there's different degrees of that. But the crazy thing about those MOBA games and about League of Legends and all that stuff is that even when there are characters, even though there are characters that are deliberately kept out of being viable to a certain degree, specifically because of how oppressive they can be, with no hope of ever being in the competitive meta, there are still people who main those characters. They play them only. They're their favorite one. They buy all the skins. And then you look at RTS. How do RTS players interact with their game? They don't care about anything except the best strategy to win as fast as possible. 99% of the time, anyway. There's some weirdos like Nathanias out there who deliberately just kind of tries to do whatever he can make work, more or less, but the average player doesn't want to have to put that much work into figuring out what their strategy is. They want to watch whoever the best guy is, copy him, and then just try and do what the pro did, right? And they basically try to decompile the pro strategy. They don't get to see any of the underlying methodology. They just have casters who analyze it. There's pros who will analyze it. But unless you hear it like from the player who actually did it, you're always going to miss, right? You're always going to miss details. There's always going to be little tiny things, even things that may originally be seen as a mistake. A player could say, oh, that wasn't a misclick. I canceled that because I saw that he actually only had 2 drones on his gas. And I thought that meant that he was doing, roaches instead of ravagers. But it turns out he actually just forgot a drone on his gas. Or I forgot that my Oracle killed a drone on that gas at the start of the game. And then when I went back, he had never replaced it. So I just thought he wasn't doing, you know what I mean? Like there's so many types of things that a person can notice in a game, especially the stress of the game, that can inform some of those choices. Like there's a lot of depth to what makes strategy interesting. There's a lot of depth to what makes strategy interesting for me. But I see as well that it's kind of diametrically opposed with that. Like, I just want to win. I just want to win. So there's a balance there. There's a big balance there. But do I think that players are going to gravitate towards units in that game the same way that mobile players gravitate towards champions? No. No. So I think it's tricky. All right, this is the guy. This was the Protoss that opened up with the Phoenix the other game. Hi, Nate, looking fancy. Thank you, Slick Knight. Thank you.
Time to kick things off.
Yeah, I thought I'd wear a tuxedo to work today. It felt like Tuxedo Monday. It felt like a good day to wear a tuxedo.
Go ahead. Yep. SCV ready. Yo. Bandit.
No better day than Canada Day. You know, I did it just for you guys. I was telling Chad earlier. I don't know when you got in today, Slick Night, but I was telling Chad earlier. I can see Canada from my house. I live in Northwest Washington, so I unironically can. Happy Canada Day. Happy Canada Day. There's some people who park here with BC plates every now and again.
SCV ready. Go ahead. Let's go. Big job. Fan the rear. Fan the rear.
What's a Canada Day? I think it's a drinking plan, right? You have a can a day.
Ready.
And when you run out of cans, you go to the bottles. Oh, Canada. Sorry. You sure you don't mean Canada, the dog food? They're pretty good. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting silly now. If you laughed, I apologize. I didn't mean to. Didn't mean to steal your breath.
Fan the rear with the gear. I'm going. What's going on? Yeah, bad news. Ah, you scared me.
Your command center's got some new toys.
Nothing I can't handle.
Yeah, people have already started setting off fireworks out here. We've been seeing them pop up.
SCV ready. What's going on? Gas from God, what's it? Bad news. SCV ready. Go ahead. The Grim Reaper has arrived. God, fear the Reaper, man. Certainly. I'm going. SCV ready.
Optics online. Let's go kill something.
SCV ready. Will. God. SCV ready.
Add-on done. Swap away.
Done. Oh yeah, baby.
System.
SCV ready. Fear the Reaper, man. On the way. Agreed. That's all? Yes, indeed.
Ready for dust off.
SCV. Want a piece of me, boy?
Add-on's finished.
For me to kill. What's it worth? All right. Let's do this. Fear the Reaper. Got something. This better. Yeah, big one.
Waiting on you.
This better be big. What? SCV ready. You gonna give me orders?
Light flight's here.
Channel's clear, boss. This one.
Taking out.
SCV ready.
In gear. Oh, I'm gonna
Now what?
show me who you want.
Where's the emergency?
Go ahead. Bad news. SCV ready. Big job. This big.
Light flight's here. On my way.
Your add-on is complete.
Huh? Sure thing. We here. Gangway coming through. SCV ready. You gonna give me this bit? Ah! You scared me. You gonna wait?
Oh, UK elections are that night too? Yeah, that'll be exciting. Well, you guys just do the same stuff we do, right? You guys just keep voting for people that make everything worse. I feel you there.
What's that? SCV ready. Man the rear.
It's not been great times there, huh?
SCV ready. Huh? What's going on? Bad news? SCV
Or I guess our problem is more so that we have an unelected group of people that have complete control over literally everything in the entire country. So it's not quite the same issue. You guys have some other problems, but
SCV ready.
not a super good time.
Well, hallelujah.
Go, go, go.
I hear
SCV
that.
ready.
Waiting on you.
Just look forward to the day, you know, the world is run by people that didn't spend their 20s breathing in leaded gasoline fumes, you know? Be nice. Hey! Yo, what's up? What's up, Strager? Good to see you, man. We were just talking about our 4th of July plans. And then somebody had to mention there's other things going on around that time frame. Oh, he's got the fleet beacon on the way already. I saw Mad Max Fury Road in black and white this weekend. I didn't realize until Katie walked in and asked me why I was watching it in black and white, and she told I just didn't know. She's like, Nathan, the movie's not in black and white, and I was like, I just thought it was. I was like 40 minutes in. I was like 45 minutes in. I couldn't stop myself at that point, so I watched the rest of the movie in black and white as well. Anyway, I didn't attempt to find a different version of the movie, but that was an exciting moment for Nathan. Very exciting. I don't have armories here. What can I do? What can I do in a situation like this? Maybe try to go Cyclones, since he's just gonna rush Tempests. It's that good. You know, it was another reminder. I've been rewatching. I've been trying to catch up on some films. I've been trying to catch up on some stuff lately, okay? So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a story about an actor who is fantastic, but fantastic at making you angry. Some of you have heard this rant before. Nicholas Hoult. I had no idea he was in that movie too. But I've been trying to catch up on a couple of different movie franchises. For example, we're taking Katie's dad out to sushi and to see Deadpool and Wolverine. It's going to be a fun time, right? So I'm thinking to myself, well, I actually haven't seen most of the Fox X-Men movies since, like, you know, the ones from the very early 2000s that I probably saw in the theaters with my dad and brothers. Like, way long time ago, right? So I was like, apparently I missed one. I haven't seen First Class. I screwed up. I started with the wrong movie. I thought Days of Future Past was the reboot, was where the reboot started, but apparently I was wrong about that. Anyway, then I discovered this Nicholas Hoult guy is in there too. And we watched him in this TV show, this like Hulu TV show that they did with the chick from, what is it, House of Dragons? You guys, I don't know. She seems to be pretty popular, even though she's got kind of a monotone, but maybe that's what people like. But this guy is just in everything. He's just in everything. Every single thing, everywhere you go, everywhere you look, you try to see it. I'm just like, I don't think that he's bad. I think he plays the douchebag character so unbelievably well that, you know, there's probably something layered in there with that. But, and then I go to watch Mad Max and I find out he's in there as well. And of course, one of the other movies in the last couple of years that I really enjoyed, The Menu, he's obviously in there as well. But there he plays his role perfectly. But it's difficult. It's difficult for me to see him in a movie like that, and then I see him in that X-Men movie, and I'm like, he's not a huge dick in these movies, but I've only ever seen him as a huge dick before I watched these movies. So now I realize why so many people are fans of him, because those were not his first movies. But The Menu is the first movie I actually saw with Nicholas Hoult in it as a main character. So I had seen that and that other, again, that really horrible, that really awful Hulu show. Yeah, that really awful Hulu show where they only have 2 sets that they do the whole entire show out of. So it just didn't, quite do it for me. So got a complicated relationship with this man that I've never met who, will probably never hear any of the things I have to say about him. But isn't that a part of the beauty of it too? I don't have to go out of my way to let him know that I hate him. I just respect his work and watch it because He's damn good at making me hate him.
Let's go kill some.
I can respect that.
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
State your cannon ready for service.
Your base is getting blasted.
Is this his plan? He's like, I got the Tempest in the corner now? Was this like his plan the whole time?
State your request.
Your base is under siege.
Well, here's what we can do. He's gonna kill those factories, so let's just make a bunch more, right? And then we go kill him because he doesn't have anything.
Scanning battle combat. Underway. Scanning
You didn't
battle.
build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Optics online. Let's go kill something.
Yeah, well, you flew your whole army across the map. What did you think was going to happen? Honestly.
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action. Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
Bad news?
Look at that.
Optics online.
Fantastic.
Kill something.
Fantastic. You didn't realize Sean Ashmore had a twin brother? You know, Sean Ashmore's a StarCraft player, right? You guys know that, right? He's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
What's going on?
Iceman is on like the list of 5 celebrities that have publicly interacted with StarCraft, but he's very based. He's very based.
Upgrade complete.
Channels clear. Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
Command center upgrade ready. Noise.
Awaiting order.
That was probably my most proud Twitter follow was Sean Ashmore.
Let's go.
Well, him and David Harbour, obviously. That's like the biggest flex. That's it. That's what I've got. That's the biggest flex I have to normies because they don't care about video games. But you tell them the sheriff from Stranger Things follows you on Twitter and they're like, oh shit. Although that doesn't really mean anything more now that, it's just a bot-ridden dump. But once upon a time, it was cool.
What's going
Once upon a time, it was cool.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
Yeah, I actually forgot. I hope he doesn't kill me before I fix this hotkey, but my interference matrix is meant to be the R key, and then auto turret should just be T. This way I could rapid fire interference matrix his whole army. But you're right, that is exactly my plan. That's the point of this strategy. That's what I do. That's exactly what we're going for.
Give up.
State your request. Engineering. Awaiting order. Ready for service. Command. Engineering. State your request. Command.
Your add-on is complete. Your base is under siege.
Systems go. Cyclone
Online. Raven online.
in gear.
Really?
State your range is scanning. Ready for service. Command.
Go ahead.
Red and scan. State
Add-on
your
workers win
request.
games. Protect them.
It was good to see you in Vegas for Safe House. Thanks. Yeah, it was fun.
Guys are
Little cheeky trip out. Get to see some of the crew again. Now that I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, when will be the last time I ever see some of these people? I'm trying to take all those opportunities I can.
Command. Scanning back. Command.
Optics online. Let's go kill something.
You've exhausted that Vespine geyser.
Oh, did I unplug your controller? I'm sorry.
This vessel requires
Yeah, why don't you sit down?
A phenomenal finish.
Got him.
commencing right away. Order acting.
Fantastic.
Got no. Lay it on me.
Yeah, it was really nice to go out there. It was really nice to go out there and see Zombie Grub and Fear Dragon, and you know, I don't really get to cast StarCraft anymore, so even just doing a little bit of that over there was a really good time. It's like time passes so fast, and I think back to that period of like 2017 through like 2020, when it was just me, Fear Dragon, Zombie Grub, and Jeff. We just kind of did everything in NA. We just did everything. We had a whole crew, you know. We ran that ish. Doing those WCS broadcasts at 4 in the morning every single day for years. That was some. We got close, you know. Had a nice team. Could always lean on my team. A lot of great, hardworking individuals.
Mind out a mineral field.
Love those
Good
guys.
thing you've got more of those, right?
Moving into position. Ready for service.
Engineering combat.
Cyclone en route.
State your request. Step away to scanning battlefield conditions.
Sorry, I just like blowing up my opponent's bases. You don't have to like this part. I do. Did he have another base? Damn. Okay, just one damn. Damn. Whew. How was Fury Road? You know, it was pretty good. I said I watched it in black and white. I actually really enjoyed it. I didn't understand. I thought Anya Taylor-Joy was Furiosa, but Charlize Theron was in the movie. And I think she was playing the same character, so I don't know. Do like multiple people take on the mantle of Furiosa, or did she get recast? Because that'd be kind of cringe. I actually thought she was really good in that movie too.
The quest for glory begins.
Because the whole point was I wanted to watch Furiosa, but obviously I couldn't just not have seen the first one, so I finally did that. And my wife had already seen it, and she's like, you know, Nathan, it was a good movie, but that's 2.5 hours of my life I'm not prepared to lose again. And I was like, okay. So I found my moment. I got through it. It was good. It was good though.
What's going?
Furiosa recast the role. They just okay, so it was just a straight up recast. Thank you, because that was the only question I had was, am I supposed to go into this movie thinking that this is like not a direct sequel because the character is so different? That was where my thought process was. So I'm just like, okay. So when I watch that movie, there's going to be callbacks to the first one. That just will be bizarre because Anya Taylor-Joy was not in that movie. Okay, that's good to know. I was just like, oh, this Furiosa chick. I was like, this movie, okay, she seems really badass. I gotta watch the first movie. Because I'm like, oh, Furiosa's in the first movie. And then I'm just like, I don't understand.
What's going on?
And to be fair, that is one of the reasons why I did eventually go back and watch the Fox reboot X-Men movies, because I see all these videos of like young Magneto, and he's some hot dude, and young British guy playing the bald guy who's younger or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't understand why there's so many different actors. Did they completely reboot it? Was this just a time travel movie on its own? I couldn't really tell at first, so I decided to watch it, and now I kind of understand. Now I understand. They were just doing the Game of Thrones warging thing, but through time. Kind of like dream walking, more or less, is how I would describe it. They basically dream walked in Days of Future Past, and then they were like, well, we're just gonna hand it off. We're just gonna hand it off and just make the next movie still in this backwards time area and just keep going from there. So it's like, okay.
SCV ready.
But I guess since I actually didn't know that First Class was supposed to go before that, I probably missed something really important there.
What? SCV ready.
Tom Hardy's character was awesome, though.
Bad news.
He was great. That whole thing, the name, all of it was fantastic. That was hardcore.
Fear the Reaper Man.
Absolute Giga Chad.
SCV ready.
Tom Hardy's on my list of British people I really like. He's right there. He's right there with Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, Edgar Wright, and everybody else in those movies.
Go. Cyclone ready for action.
And then there's British people I don't like. Like Ed Sheeran.
You got coordinates? I'm listening. Done.
And Nicholas Hoult.
Go ahead.
There you go. Cumberbatch, low-key, I hated him so much, but his depiction of Doctor Strange and his New York accent, actually, the way he played that character was alone, on its own, enough to change my mind about him. I absolutely did not think I would ever care about a character like that, but I actually really enjoyed the Doctor Strange movies, all of them. So I think he plays the straight man very well.
Where's the emergency?
Otherwise, I actually really didn't like Benedict Cumberbatch before I saw him in those Marvel movies.
Talk to me.
But I guess it's probably because I'd never seen him in a movie where he speaks with an American accent, because his British accent is like intense, very intense.
Heading out.
I imagine him being in like the bathroom arguing with like Benjamin, Demu about like who's more posh.
Ready for pickup?
SCV ready.
And then Caleris walks in and he's like, well, I've got both you guys. Well, actually, Caleris kind of he's got a bit more of a balanced voice. Don't tell him I said that. A compliment will go to his head. But a lot of British voices get, there's a high-pitched element that gets in there that,
Stood.
you know who had a great voice too? John. I'm giving a little shout out to my boy John. I miss him. Love you. TB. Had probably the sexiest British voice I've ever heard. He's up there.
Picking up or drop
He's up
off?
there.
Waiting on you.
He had a great bass. Oh my gosh.
Wait.
SCV
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
will butter my.
Picking up.
Channel's clear, Bob. This ought to be good.
What's the word? SCV ready. Go ahead.
Oh, we're going hard. We're going hard. There's the fusion core third starport. It's happening. This is it. This is it.
SCV ready.
Where's the
Man, he had another observer.
Show me who you want to die.
Well, he knows now.
Cyclone
Damn.
Be ready.
Sean Connery? Oh, he's fantastic. Yeah. You ever see The Rock with him and Nicolas Cage? Fantastic. Yeah, Sean Connery's great. Sean Connery's great. I'm making fun specifically of yeah. There's a very specific subset that that's all. That's where my preference lies. That's it. Again, no deeper meaning or implication implied there.
Add-on is complete.
Been to England a couple times. I had a bacon butty. You guys, can you believe we don't have this in America? It's just a fucking bagel dripping in butter and bacon. That's it. And you can just get it. You can just get it at British Starbucks. Or maybe they got rid of it. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been there. But you could get it, and it was amazing. And I'm like, you really think you can't market a bagel stuffed with bacon in the United States?
loud and clear?
But I've never seen it.
Bye. Inbound.
The fact that I can't get a bacon buddy at an American Starbucks, that is a tragedy, actually. That is a tragedy. What's the point of having the internet and the ability to communicate with people from all over the world if I can't buy bagels jammed full of bacon from Starbucks? What kind of life am I living?
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
So as you guys can tell, obviously, very close issue to my heart. Very big deal. Very big deal. Yeah, let's kill the battery and then the voids, right? We go battery and then voids. And just drop the depots immediately.
Your base is getting blasted. Pin this replay
Yeah, there was
up on the wall.
nothing you could do there. The value on those 2 cyclones should not go unnoticed. Did they do a good job? The cyclones?
Research complete.
He had charge, gravitic boosters. He had observer speed. Do you guys feel, is this a flex? Guys, was he going to disruptor drop me? Was that his plan? Why does he have a robo bay? He got observer speed and he only had 2 void rays, even though he had 3 stargates. Are you telling me that I could post a possibly bad faith argument that he rather would get observer speed than a 3rd void ray? Okay, let's not be mean. Let's go. Let's rewind a little bit further. Let's gain some context. Let's gain some context. Let's gain some understanding. You said the cyclone drop did a good job, right? Let's get in there. What did we do? I got a few probes immediately. 2 stalkers. Okay, that's not bad. 5 probes. Not bad. Looks like we were cooking. Looks like we were cooking over here. And then he was going into charge lots. So he's kind of off of his gas, right? Now here's an interesting question. Look at what he has. Has he gone into my base yet? No, so he doesn't know we're going BCs. Okay. He might start observer speed before he scouts us. That's me trying to be nice. That's all. I'm just trying to be nice. But yeah, you're right. My cyclone drop did nice little bit of poke. And I think I send it back in again after, right? It goes in one more time. So the first cyclone poke actually did do a lot of damage. And then I get the observer and I'm like, he knows nothing. And then the other observer goes in and just sees everything. So I guess what happened here, he's got thermal lance on the way. He's got charge on the way. It looked like his robotics facility, maybe he canceled something. Did he cancel right as he saw that? Is that it? He might have already had the Colossus on. Yeah, look, the Colossus was almost done. Guys, the Colossus was almost done and he canceled it. Okay, so he was going in one complete direction. He was going in one complete direction, and then he scouts what I'm doing. So this is where it gets tricky, right? Because he was going to go charge lock Colossi, he doesn't have the infrastructure set up to do what he's trying to. So he just throws down a couple of Stargates, and then he's like, well, I got nothing. I'm going to go observer speed, but he only makes 2 void rays. Well, I didn't want to be that guy, but I'm going to say it. I think he may have lost the game because he decided to get observer speed instead of a 3rd void ray. It's my hot take of the day. That may have been a factor. I'm not going to say a 3rd void ray wins him the game, but he probably doesn't lose it quite that bad. Have I tried a full English breakfast? No, I have not. Game client mismatch. Was there an update today? Nobody told me? They update the game? Holy shit, they did. $200 megabytes. Wow, actually, I put these back on. Okay. Does anybody know what the patch was? Yeah, it's a new EXE too. Blizzard's asking me to. Bunker build time remains the same. Yeah, I am. Give OBS, I was going to say, give OBS a second to hook the game again. Tournaments are currently unavailable. What, did they turn that off? Is that what it was for? Did they do that to take out the guy who figured out the tournament exploit? I figured that out like years ago. I reported it too, and they never did anything. All you have to do is press find match when the timer is at like 1 or 2 seconds, so it initializes as it hits 0, and it kind of just glitches and auto wins you. I saw a Reddit post about somebody finally posted that on Reddit for like the first time in years today. I wasn't sure if that had something to do with it, but I feel like they probably have more notice than that for a patch. Oh, campaign related? Oh, like bug fix? Okay. I'm like, are we going to be the...
The quest for glory begins.
What's go? Man the rear. Big
We got a
job.
Grandmaster Terran player, looks like this game.
SCV ready. What's going on? Yep. Roger.
Furiosa, yeah, helmet, exactly.
SCV ready.
The SC2 co-op subreddit has patch notes. Let's see if I can find that. Let's figure it out.
Man the rear. SCV ready.
The game has bugs in it that have been in it for a long time, so anytime a patch comes out, you just never really know for sure,
SCV ready.
right?
Ah! You scared me. Huh? SCV ready. Go ahead. Man the rear. Big job.
I forgot to take my gas. I'm probably gonna die. I alt-tabbed to try and see if there were any notes about the bug, about the patch.
What's going on? Huh? Bad news. SCV ready. Go ahead. Bad news. Ah! SCV ready. SCV ready.
The link you posted looks like it goes to a World of Warcraft patch notes.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll check it out later.
Man the rear.
It's probably nothing, I guess, then.
Bad news. Man the rear. With
Probably
the
just
gear.
updating some sort of internal advertisement or telemetry protocol.
What's going on?
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
The Grim Reaper has arrived. Done. Let's do.
Ah! You scared me. SCV ready.
What? Fear the Reaper, man. Death from above.
SCV ready. Go ahead.
Fear the Reaper, man.
SCV ready.
Add-on done. Swap away.
Yep. Sure thing. SCV ready.
What? You want something?
Your command center's got some new toys.
SCV ready.
Armed and ready. Been waiting on. Optics online. Let's go kill something. You who won?
SCV ready. Move it.
Sorry, guys. I'm going through my My 100-calorie bag of trail mix over here. Sorry, my 130-calorie bag of trail mix.
Add-on is complete. Add-on's finished.
Bad news? Ah! You scared me! SCV ready.
Cyclone receiving.
Armed.
This ought to be.
Gangway. Coming through. SCV ready. SCV ready. Been waiting. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. Go, go, go. SCV ready. I'm going.
Online.
What's going on? Bandit. SCV ready.
Stay awaiting.
There we go. Finally got him.
SCV ready.
Ooh.
Scanning battle engine.
Research complete.
SCV ready.
Ready. Stay engine.
Go ahead.
SCV ready. Fair enough. Certainly. Yes. SCV ready. Yup. Huh? Huh?
Online.
SCV ready.
Fueled up, ready to go.
SCV ready. Go ahead. Let's go.
I'm just gonna try and go to like just Giga Mass Vikings. Try to go double upgrade and just Vikings, just crazy amounts of Vikings. Build enough tanks to be able to defend-ish, but then we just try and do crazy, insane things with Vikings.
Your add-on is complete.
It's a bit of a meme build. It's one of my favorites, historically, I'd say.
Ready to roll out.
Man the Fear the Reaper, man. Big job, huh?
Command center upgrade complete.
Wait.
Fear the Reaper, man.
Give us your best shot. What's that? What's our target? Add-on's finished.
What's going on? What? You want the SCV ready? All right, done. Gonna have me. SCV ready.
State your
SCV
request.
ready.
Ready for come.
By the number.
Scanning
Ready to wander. SCV ready. SCV ready.
This vessel
SCV. Transformation system prime. Victory. SCV ready. SCV ready.
combat awaiting. Combat awaiting.
SCV ready.
Scan.
What's going on? SCV ready.
Stand. Scan. Come. Stand.
Look at us.
Ready.
Big job.
Who would have thought?
Upgrade complete.
And
SCV ready.
stay ready. Scan.
Go ahead. Ready to blunder.
Scanning back.
SCV ready. Ah!
State your request. Scanning battlefield engineering at your disposal.
I like it. Ben? Ah! You scared me! Yeah, ready to blunder. Yep.
awaiting orders.
Ready to plunder.
You've depleted that
Oh, these
mineral-
guys? No, these guys don't stack automatically. You kind of have to do it manually. Oh, show.
Your request.
Add on done.
Ready to plunder.
Your research is ready. Your research has concluded.
Ready to plunder.
He's like, oh, I was just going to click on the mini-map and go to it, even though I didn't know about it real quick. Yeah, boo.
Your SCVs didn't sign up to fight.
Uh-huh. Hey, you want to give up some more units for free to me, big boy?
Go ahead. What's going on?
He hasn't done anything except scan my army, and when I'm like on the map, basically, that's it. That's his whole game.
SCV ready.
Ready to plunder. Made for battle.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
All right.
In the rear.
I pissed him off. Yeah, keep your eyes on me, big boy. I know I'm the only one you have eyes for.
SCV ready.
Oh, I know.
You didn't build your base. Upgrade ready. Blown up, Noise.
No, he's making all these cyclones because he knows I'm going mass Vikings, even though he hasn't really scouted or anything. He's just doing his thing. But this guy always just blind counters whatever I do, so it's not a surprise.
Inbound. Made for battle. Ready to plunder. Transformation system.
SCVs are being liberated in the war.
Ready to plunder.
There we go. Beautiful.
Transformation system. Fighter. You ready for? Ready to plunder. Full battle. Very well.
Beautiful.
You've depleted that mineral field.
In the rear.
Ready to plunder. Ready to plunder.
A Viking skin with a pedometer? I do like that. I do like that.
What's our target?
Ready.
SCV ready.
What's that?
Fighter.
Go ahead.
Can't hold them. Ready to plunder. Can't hold them alone. Ready to plunder. Ready to plunder.
You mined out some of your minerals.
Can't hold them alone. Trench.
It's okay. It's okay. Shh, 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 shh.
Ready to plunder.
There we go.
A phenomenal finish.
Beautiful.
You mined out a mineral field.
Beautiful. Yeah, this was like my old tryhard build. If you want to actually beat somebody in TVT who's better than you, this is like one of the few builds you can do. Just mass Viking. Especially if they're going to play mech. Like, this guy always goes mech every game, too. So that was another reason why it was a really strong build. If I had tried to go, like, mass battlecruiser or something like that, he was already prepared for it with his build, so... Because he just rushed Vikings and tanks, so he would have just killed me. We would have lost. We would have lost almost instantly. But mass Viking, there's no real answer for it from mech, other than being, like, crazy well spread out with a lot of, very specifically positioned stuff, more or less.
Ready to plunder. Very well. Ready to plunder. Let's get into the fight. No one lives forever. Transformation.
You mined out some of your minerals.
I like it. Victory. Bold. Fight or flight. Yeah, right. Certainly. All right. There's the spirit. Burn and pillage. Agreed.
His base is pretty. His feng shui is fantastic. Let's take one more look. Let's take one more look at it. Yeah, I mean, that is a nice base. That is a nice boulder. That is a nice boulder. What were his upgrades? He had +2 attack, +1 armor. Oh, he was getting building armor. Good spot for us. How are the schools in that base? I think I'm looking for apartments. Yeah, 8. 8 factories. Crazy. Nothing to shoot up even though you were massing Vikings. People underestimate Vikings, but they're better than all the mech units. Like many other compositions, sometimes... That guy was Grandmaster, by the way. What rank was he? Top 100? Nice, nice. That's pretty awesome. That's fantastic. He hasn't actually played that many games today, has he, huh? He had a 25-minute game against a Barcode Terran player. Let's see. How about him? That guy was on a winning streak. He's on a mad winning streak. He's been destroying. He's been crushing it. Oh, he took on Steadfast earlier. Pig. That's crazy. What did he do? What did those guys do in their matchup? That's what I'm curious about. Their plus mechanical damage. They do like double damage to mechanical units. It's a lot. It's not like they go from 12 to 16 or something. They go from like 12 to 20. It's huge. Vikings are really, really, really good against all mech units. Going for the quick upgrade so that they can do the landing thing really fast, that's huge too. What else did he do? So in the other game, he went Cyclone, he went Reaper, Cyclone, Tank Raven. Yeah, big tank Viking every game. Opens up a big tank Viking every game. What did Barcode guy do to beat him? Barracks, gas, Factory, Reactor. So he went Cyclone, double Reaper. Oh, he played Bio. He played Bio. That upgrade on the armory? No, he only got... Yeah. Oh, sorry. You mean servos. Yeah. The armory unlocks it, but the upgrade itself is on the tech lab of the factory. So that's an important thing to keep in mind. I don't really want to play another TVT against this guy. So I am giving him a moment to queue up for a game. I'll queue unranked if he doesn't get into a game within like a minute. So just keeping some clear communication for you guys. he's only, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good on the stressful matchup. That was a nice win though. I do like the plus 30. As long as he's still searching for a game, I'm just going to use the bathroom if that's okay, guys. It's going to be right back like 2 minutes. I won't run ads or anything. You guys can just chill, just enjoy yourselves. Dad will be back in a minute. I want to play ranked. I don't want to play unranked. I also don't want to play TVT. So you guys know I like Protoss and Zerg quite a bit. Has this guy been sitting here waiting for me the whole time? Do you guys think he's watching? Should I dance? Do I like... Alright, let's queue unranked, I guess. We'll shake him. We'll shake the leg humper. And then we'll go back to ranked. Let's see if anybody found patch notes somewhere. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check the social media aggregators. Sometimes when they do updates, like random patches on the game out of nowhere, sometimes it's like updates to maps, because some of the maps get shipped with the game. Ladder maps, all the ladder maps get downloaded with the game, I'm pretty sure nowadays, because they don't want people to have to download them off the server. We got a Zerg. That's pretty nice.
Gotcha. We hear you. What's SCV ready? What's
This map gets kind of crazy. Crimson Court with the very narrow alleyway down the middle.
SCV ready to gear?
I think what I'll do this game, I hope we get more TVZ today, because I need to get it. I need to get it on like Golden Aura or something.
SCV ready.
Oh, is he cheesing? Hang on.
Bad news. What's going
What
on?
do we got? What do we got here? Proxy hatching me, brah?
What's going on?
Yeah,
Big job. SCV ready.
that's okay.
Ah, you scared me. Go
I'm
in
patient
the
enough
rear.
to wait for you.
Huh? SCV ready. Yes, sir. Yep. In the rear with the gear. In the rear with the gear. Yeah. Go ahead. Big job, huh?
It's pretty often for them to just not post notes, but sometimes the part of the problem with the way that the game is developed now is that this balance council has people that like they know stuff in advance, right? Because they send the updates to Blizzard. Like the balance patches are all submitted by a third party individual, not even a company. It's just like one guy that just edits a file, emails it to Blizzard, and they upload it into everybody's computers. Nobody really seems to care about the security risk that that poses, but I suppose it's a different soapbox for a different day. Those guys are like, they really like attention on Reddit. The guy that does it though, I think, the Omniskeptic guy, he posts everywhere on the SC Reddit, but he's one of the people that works with them. But he can't keep his mouth shut, so he constantly, anytime people talk about anything related to that stuff, he just blabs all of it. Like, I guess he doesn't have an NDA or anything, but I just assumed some guy like that probably would have posted on Reddit for karma or something if they knew. So that's what I was looking for.
What's going on? Huh? SCV ready.
You know what I mean? It's like the guy that knows gets off on knowing, so he has to let everybody know that he knows, kind of a thing.
SCV ready.
More or less.
Huh? What's going?
But could you imagine if they like fix the camera jump bug somehow? Could you imagine? Is my camera jumping? I can't tell. I'm on Windows. We'll see, I guess. I'll let you guys know the first time I feel it.
SCV ready.
I might not even quit StarCraft. I might just I'll just get that job at McDonald's and stream StarCraft if they fix that bug.
SCV ready.
Your add-on is complete.
What's SCV ready?
If my camera doesn't jump all over the screen haphazardly, could you imagine if they fixed it? Standing face to face with I told you so.
Yo. Sure. Been waiting. SCV
No, I turned off the automatic ad scheduler thing because I found out that it wouldn't affect my sub split with Twitch, and I thought it would.
want some. SCV ready.
By the numbers.
I'll try to run them when like nothing at all is happening sometimes, just because the pre-rolls are on. So you'll get an ad. You'll get an ad the first time you try to tune in as a result, but there's no more like automated ones at all or anything.
SCV ready.
Depending on like where things go, how things end up with like Stormgate and all that, or what viewership looks like, etc. If ads start to pay again, but I enjoy being transparent with you guys. Ads were actually pretty good for the first part of the year and the end of last year, which is why I had them on. You know, I got a wife and dogs, and well, I'm about to have a second dog anyway. But
Get into the fight.
yeah, it went down to like somewhere like $80 a month or something for like tormenting everybody watching the whole entire time. No, $80 is not worth torturing my audience. $400 or $500 for ads, I think if I told you that that's what I was getting, I think you would be like, you know, Nate, I get it. You know, at least it's something. But it's gotten pretty rough. It's gotten pretty rough. So they won't guarantee $200 from ads unless I run like 6 minutes per hour of it now. So that's where they lose me. That's where they lose me. I would never do that to you guys. At least when it was 3 minutes, I could just run it at, you know, once per hour, and that was it. Even if it came at the wrong time, it was just once per hour, you know. If they want you to run like 3 minute blocks twice an hour, holy shit. Sorry, excuse my language, but holy shit. That is criminal.
No one lives forever.
Oh, his corruptors are already out. So he's got he just corruptor rushed. He corruptor rushed us.
What's going on?
He actually already has corruptors out before our BCs are even halfway done. What do you guys think? There's nothing suspicious about that at all, of course, right? I forgot that I was on national television this morning and posted that I'd be laddering on the account Bane Burrito. I should have known. Should have known Batman would come for me with a name like that. Oh, but he's like, oh, well, you're actually trying to expand. Well, I can't let you do that either. No, it's okay. Damn, boy, you look like you don't clap when a plane lands. Hey, mama. How you doing? What's cooking good looking?
SCV ready.
This guy doesn't care, though. He wouldn't do this. He certainly wouldn't do this if he did.
Yo.
Touching.
Ah, you scared me. Big job, huh?
Add-ons
In the
finished.
rear with the gear. Yes, sir. SCV ready.
You mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right? Your research is ready.
Huh?
Upgrade complete.
Oh yeah, clapping on planes. Yeah, that's super American, very American thing. Well, you guys know, you know, as far as like what the upside is supposed to be of the service industry driven culture, there's supposed to be a level of respect for people who perform those services, you know? At least those of us who try to be decent people have a tremendous amount of respect for people who commit their lives to things like public service, and not just because, oh, well, it pays, but you know, you need doctors, you need teachers, and all of that stuff. And you always want to hope that people are going to do the best and be as well equipped as possible to be able to do those things to the best of their ability. So Usually when someone does their job successfully, that's like a whole thing with the work culture out here, is there has to be that moment of like, oh. But then you also realize that you've committed. It's like people think that flying, they're like, oh wow, why would you clap for that? We've been doing it for like 60 or 70 years now. I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe it is kind of a big deal that we can just get inside of a giant aluminum tube or steel tube in the middle of the sky and just go wherever the fuck we want. Maybe that is worth clapping for. I've thought about it. Maybe even if it is meaningless, it's still kind of awesome. Right? It's still kind of awesome. I was not a firefighter, but I had great respect for them. That was like the only thing in the town that I grew up. There was nothing in Springbrook, Pennsylvania. We had a bar, we had a fire department, and that was it.
Upgrade ready. Moist. Your base is under siege.
Shout out to the firefighters. Base gods.
You scared me.
Shouldn't you rather? Whoa! Don't tell. Nobody here tells anybody what to do. Okay, we're having a conversation. Let's just clarify that real quick. Okay, I don't care. I don't need to be told how to do it, and I don't want to tell you how to do it. We're just talking about it. That's all. I'm gonna set the record straight. We're having ourselves a nice little chat. I don't expect you to change your world view after this conversation, nor do I expect you to believe that you would change mine.
What's going on?
If you would like to use your opportunity to speak to congratulate the engineering team, then I think that that's honorable of you to do. But if you're going to tell me who I should be congratulating and using them as a platform to make a statement about me somehow, well, you know, again, I don't think that's what you were trying to do. But I hope you can see how that might be misinterpreted as such, right? I'm sure we all appreciate the people that are behind the scenes, but yeah, you can just empower them and call them out in a positive way without having to call someone else out.
Go ahead.
He had a lot of banelings here earlier, huh?
Big job. What's going on? SCV ready. Go ahead.
And you know what? I'm actually gonna take one step further, and I'll say you actually don't even know who those people are clapping for.
Command center's got
Do you really think it's only the pilot that they care about? I mean, I've never been on an airplane in America where people clapped and they actually called the pilot out. I'm just gonna say it. I've been on several flights where people have clapped. I myself have joined in on a good clap because it's fun. At the same time, nobody's ever actually specifically called out anybody. Usually it's just, you know, good job crew kind of a thing. But I've actually not had these experiences where everybody else gets minimized. So maybe you're on the wrong airplane. Maybe you're on the wrong airplane. Happy Pride Month.
What's going on?
mined out a mineral field. Good thing you've got
You can
more
see
of
here,
those,
great person we're up against in this game. This is the guy that you want tailgating you at 7 p.m. on the way to your kid's recital. Right here. Hoo-hoo.
I'm on it.
Go ahead.
I bet you anything this guy votes. This guy votes 100%.
Techno. You hail. Patching you through. Course laid in. Who called in the
Command center upgrade complete.
whatever that means?
All I'm saying is, let's not assume that the clapping is actually specifically excluding anybody from praise. I would like to retroactively clarify that all of my applause on a plane has been for everybody that made it happen, because without any of them, you die, right? So there you go. I don't know if that, I don't know if I just solved the problem on my own, but there you go. That's my best attempt. It's my best swing. It's my best swing. I'm gonna try and put that albatross around my neck for you guys, because I love you.
Good thing you've got more of those, right?
Yes, Commander.
Oh, we should block this guy, right? Because he's clearly not a good person.
Yes, Commander.
Huh? Sure thing.
I have a strange feeling that he will not be dropping any words of knowledge or wisdom anytime soon. Just a hunch.
You've depleted that mineral field.
He's gonna get so pissed when he sees me long distance mining this base.
Good thing you've got more.
Notice there's not much there, right? But once he realizes,
Good thing you've got more of those, right? You've mined out
even
some
the
of your
steward,
minerals.
especially the steward, they're getting the rawest deal of all, right?
You mined out a mineral field.
I mean, working service industry jobs in America is just, I mean, it's 99% of it is just getting crapped on by people above the age of 60 nonstop, no matter what, while you like make half of what you need to split a 3-bedroom apartment with 5 other people. So you will never hear me shit talk anybody in the service industry here, because I don't do that job. I don't know what that's like, and I don't really want to know, to be honest.
Yes, Commander.
I guess I worked in a bar kitchen a long time ago, but yeah. Somehow those people get the worst of everything, and everybody always talks mad shit on them. So even if they have a good reason to, I just don't want to. You know, it's kind of like teachers. You know, teachers are like literally the most underappreciated people, and the lack of good attention and care that gets put towards them is one of many reasons why things are not as good as they could and should be. You know.
You've bled the planet dry.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I find it's a little easier to give people that grace when you just, you know, I kind of try not to blame everybody for their own circumstance all the time. You just really never know. You never really know what's going on with people.
Who called in the fleet?
We hear you. Ah!
And the people that are really confident that they know what's going on with other people are usually the last people you should listen to about those
Mined out a
things.
mineral field. Good thing you've got more of those, right?
I never tread.
Your base is under siege. Protect them.
Yeah. Oh, I got your hydras right here, Sonny Jim. Let's go.
Upgrade ready. More.
This is what I wanted, so let's go. Give it to me. Let's get it. I got all his overlords right here, too. You think he noticed? I got the hive. I got the overlords. He's cooked. You join a legendary group of people that can say they've lost to Nathanias. Congratulations. Congratulations.
You've exhausted that Vespine geyser. Guys are depleted. You've bled the planet dry.
Perfect.
Huh? In the rear with the gear.
Perfect.
What's going on?
What is it? Yes.
You've mined out some of your minerals.
Oh, really? Squadron on route.
I mean, I'm sure he's taken all the bases around the corner of the map. You got to remember, guy corruptor rushed off no scout, super BM, homophobic, so we know he's very unintelligent, right? Right? Prejudice is a great sign of low IQ. And what does that say to us? Well, his strategy is probably not very deep. He's probably just watching, right? Just following along. He's playing this game connect the dots style, right? Finish the drawing. He's got an outline of a stegosaurus in front of him, in front of himself, and he's just trying to finish filling it in. That's more or less what this game has become for him. That's all he's got. That's what he's got to look forward to. No, but he definitely won't leave. He definitely won't leave if we find a way here. I've no doubt. I have no doubt he'll ride this out to the bitter end.
Oh, really? Yes.
In the rear with the gear.
Oh, really?
Bandit.
What is it?
At least I can take some of his money.
You've depleted that mineral field.
In the rear with the gear.
Hey, that's money he'll never be able to mine and that I now get for free.
Your SCVs are under attack. Command Center 2.0 ready to go. Your base is under siege. Pin this replay up on the wall.
There it is. There it is.
Mind out a mineral.
Oh.
Good thing you've got more of those, right?
Wow, did I just steal? How many mules was this? Did I get 2 full trips? Did I get 2 trips? How many mules is that? 14? What's 14 times 25? Hang on, let me open my calculator app. 14 times 25 is 350 minerals. But I did it twice, so let's go times 2. I stole 700 minerals from this man. I stole 700. Doesn't sound possible, right? I know. Nathan, why would you do that?
In the rear with
What about your own base? You see, that 700 minerals is still here. On this patch right here, minerals, that money is still here, even if I never put a mule on it. Work smarter, not harder, ladies and gentlemen. Literally admitting to theft on camera. I actually did get a letter from the IRS about that tech lab I stole from that one BM Terran player. I landed my barracks on his tech lab after he proxy marauded me, and I got IRS. I had to pay an extra, the electricity cost of making that click. Yeah, I had to pay him a quarter of a penny. So yeah, that happened. Now you know. Did he log off? He logged off after he couldn't get me again? No, he played another game. Okay. He played an unranked game. And he lost to Sort of. Is Sort of playing again? That's awesome. That's cool. Why is Sort of... Is this the real Sort of? He's rank 5 on the server. He sure as fuck should be. He streams quite a bit. I didn't know he was playing on NA. I didn't know he was playing America server. That's cool. Nobody good plays on this server. Okay, my dog wants to say hi. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yep. Let's go. Come here. Yep. Good boy. He's trying to climb in my lap. Okay. Get up here. Get up. I got you. Come on. No? I got you. Yeah. I got it. I got you. Yeah, he was trying, but my lap's a little smaller than it was before, and he's a little bigger than he was before. That's my dog, Lewis. He's fantastic. I was like, I'm not adjusting the lean on my chair for you, Lou. I love you, but I'm not doing that. That just says to me that this guy got into an unranked game at the same time that I was. No, he still thinks he's a little tiny pooch. He thinks he's still a tiny little pooch.
It's time to kick things off.
Man the rear. What's... Huh?
I got TVT.
Go ahead. SCV
If he says one more thing to me, if he tries to be weird at all, I'm just gonna leave. I don't do that.
overtime.
The only monkey I'm here to dance for is chat.
SCV ready. Man the rear.
Yeah, he's adorable. I love him. That's Lewis.
What's going?
He's turning 6 this year. He's turning 6 this November. What's better, Zerg or Toss? Well, I mean, throwing something is definitely an interesting thing to compare to Emperor Zerg from Toy Story. But, you know, they retconned Zerg to actually just be Buzz Lightyear in that movie, didn't they? I haven't seen the movie. I've just seen TikToks of it, so. This guy's gonna ask me for my ASL next.
SCV ready. What's going? Man the rear with the gear. Big SCV ready. Scared me.
ASL 2022 F Cali. Hot is this thing on?
SCV ready.
Guys, if this guy's hand like reaches, if this is actually like the ring and the hand's gonna come out of my screen and just like rip my head off, I want you guys to know I love you, okay? Before that happens.
Game paused.
Oh!
The show goes on.
There we go. There we go. There's no, well, we know 100% is a man, that's for sure. The entitlement to think that I need to talk to him because he wants to talk to me is incredible. That's some real Sigma energy there.
You didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Death from above. What's it? Got something for me to kill.
SCV ready.
Fantastic.
The Grim Reaper has arrived. Done. All right. Death from above.
Hey man, I'm just gonna say Omegle downloads faster than StarCraft.
SCV ready.
That was funny. That's right. I can laugh at it. I didn't think before I said it, so I heard it for the first time too, okay?
Got something for me. What's it worth?
Yeah, repair it. Go ahead.
SCV ready.
Spend money.
You got this ought to be good.
Man the rear with the gear. SCV ready. What's going on?
Systems go. Cyclone ready for action.
Your add-on is complete.
Console Cyclone receiving.
I bet you this guy tells women to like smile when he's standing in line at the grocery store near them. Like, ugh.
Got it.
Waiting on you. Confirm.
Big job.
Why don't you smile more? Those ligaments are gone.
Add-on done. Swap away. Add-on's
for
finished.
pickup. Pick. Life flight's here. Now what? Ready for pickup? In the 5x5.
SCV ready.
Inbound. Let's go.
Damn, that was a great hold. I'm just gonna GG. Now we don't have to deal with that guy anymore. See, until we get a normal, chill game with no psychopaths, we just play unranked. And then once we get a sane, normal guy and nothing weird happens, then we can play ranked. And then we just kind of, we just kind of tiptoe around this minefield here of people that are down bad. Oh, there you go. Look at that. See, this barcode didn't even want to catch the smoke. This barcode didn't even want to catch the smoke from me. Look at that. Fantastic. I think you're down bad in is your stock portfolio. Are you telling me that every single person telling everybody to dump their life savings into Nvidia is not a winning strategy? We just keep doing it, right? The people on the guy on TV said you can just keep dumping everything you have into it at its all-time high, 3,000% up from last year, right? That's safe. That's a very rational space, right? My dad told me that the CNBC guy he saw on TV said that technically it's actually at a great discount for how big it's going to be. That's how you know it's the safest place to put everything. Just remember though, guys, if you tweet out a picture of a guy leaning forward in a chair, that's market manipulation.
What's going? SCV ready. Huh?
Remember, guys, buy really, really high, and then when people tell you to keep buying high, you keep doing it.
What's going? SCV ready. Scared me.
It's gonna be worth $50 trillion.
What's going on? SCV ready. Bad news. Uh-huh. Bad news. SCV ready. What's in the ring? Big job, huh?
In 29 days, does everyone get to play Stormgate? So in 29 days, Stormgate early access begins. So that's going to be about 2 weeks before the regular free-to-play period starts. And that's just for everybody that's supported the game and helped play test it over the last year. I've been beta testing Stormgate now for over a year. But because a lot of us, or at least I guess the first of us started in like May or June last year. But yeah, so July 30th is the early access period. And then the Steam early access, the regular one, I don't know. It's early access to the early access. Figure it out. It's for people that helped make the game happen. They're getting on 2 weeks earlier. Everybody else gets on August 13th. So my countdown is set for the 30th because I am going to be playing it on the 30th. And as you guys know, I love StarCraft. StarCraft is amazing. I don't have a future in StarCraft. I would like StarCraft to go back to being one of those side games I play on stream. So I'm going to be doing Stormgate content full time when that game releases. That's my plan for the foreseeable future anyway. But I'm very excited to get back to the part of I'm very excited to get back to a place where I can only think about StarCraft as something fun that I do when I have time for it, you know, and not ever something that I need to do again.
Got it. Orders received.
So I'm very excited at the opportunity to get invested in another game that's going to be regularly updated, and that I know a lot of the developers and the people that are working on, and they're people that I trust and people that I respect and people that I spent a lot of time working with when I was living in LA and working with Blizzard a lot. I know it all sounds made up. It was real. We went out there. We did a lot of cool stuff. Those guys were some of the only friends I had in LA. They were really chill.
Add-ons finished.
All those people that left Blizzard to go make Frost Giant, those are like my favorite Blizzard people. So their livelihoods are kind of at stake too. I have confidence in them. I have confidence in them that they can make their project work long term. So I'm excited about it.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Hype. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Done. Swap away.
People ask me why, and I say I've only ever been my favorite. This is my thing now. This is my hill. It's my hill to die on. But I've only ever been rock climbing once, and the guy who taught me and showed me, and that I was belayed to, and by belayed I mean literally like life support line attached to, in case I fell, so I wouldn't die a horrible death. That's the CEO of Frost Giant. Absolute base god, a great dude, and someone I have a tremendous amount of respect for. So
Your add-on is complete.
I believe in that. I believe in those guys. Yeah. We got to do some cool shit over the years.
SCV ready.
He's got a lot of swag too, even though he doesn't show it. I'm sure his whole entire home is made out of complete solid marble.
Big job.
Just because. just because he can. I don't know. I don't know if he can. It just sounded cool in my head to say that. I was trying to think of like what a Vice City kind of guy would have for his over-the-top 80s penthouse. Yeah, we went to this place. The only thing I know about it, I don't even remember the name of it, but it was like this place that Jason Momoa apparently goes to or whatever.
Add-on is complete.
I don't know. It was huge. It was huge. It's not too far away from like LAX, but it was really nice. It was really nice. Big indoor rock climbing. They had like boulders and stuff. I went bouldering there too. It was a great time. The only reason I didn't end up doing it more is because those guys, we all lived really, really far apart from each other, because some of them lived in like north, some of them lived up north, some of them lived up south. You know, the shockers. People live in different places, but the I lived pretty far. I lived pretty far away from all that stuff, so I just didn't end up really making the time or the trips that much.
Big job. SCV ready.
It was really fun though.
Huh? Ben, Bandit. You want a piece of me, boy? Big move. SCV ready.
But yeah, I did the rope thing all the way. I went pretty high up. I have a picture somewhere, but I felt like I was really high up. Felt like 30 or 40 feet. It was probably like 20 feet, but it was awesome. We are in his base.
Piece of me, boy. Let's go. Go ahead.
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
SCV ready.
Research complete.
But yeah.
SCV ready.
Well, obviously I couldn't make it to the Blizzard gym sessions, but I was always bragging about my pull-ups and my bicep curls. Did I tell you guys I got back on my 40-pounders this weekend? That was pretty awesome. I got back on my 40-pounder dumbbells this weekend, but So they're like, oh yeah, well then rock climbing should be no problem for you. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm sure that's fine. Yeah, I'm jacked AF. You know, I think I was probably 25 or 24 when I did that. It's weird to think that I left LA in 2020 and that I was 27. Was I 27 when 27 when the pandemic started? It's bizarre, crazy. But that was back in the era. I think I told you guys the tragic story of how the apartment we live in right now, the doors are too wide to fit the stereotypical Amazon pull-up bar that I have. And now I just have a pull-up bar I can't use because it doesn't fit the door because the door is too wide. You know how long it's been since I've been that was my whole entire fitness regimen. Every time I walked in and out of my office to stream, I had the pull-up bar in that door, and I would do pull-ups on the way in and out of my office every single time. And the only rule I had was it didn't matter how many I did, as long as I did it. So once you get up there and you do one, it's pretty easy to be like, F it, I'll do another, right? So it was like kind of a good rhythm to get into. So that's why I liked it. And anytime I thought about not doing it, I'd be like, just do one. One would be so easy. And that's how you do it. And then it's like, you know what? Oh, fine. And then if it's really tough, then I stop. And then at the other side of it, I'm like, well, we did it, you know? And at least I could be a little proud of myself for pushing through it. I love pull-ups. They're like a cheat code. It's true that pull-ups are incredibly difficult, but if you want to burn calories and you're lazy and don't want to spend a lot of time doing it, pull-ups are the cheat code. That's what I learned. Wow, he didn't even kill it. GG. But that is like the most calories per time spent that you could basically do is just doing pull-ups. Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing about pull-ups is that what you're saying is only part of it. It's not that it's the pull-ups themselves. The pull-up itself is all of those muscle groups. The pull-up works like your whole body. Like pull-ups require your whole body. They are not an arm exercise. To get your arms into that position where you can do that action of pulling yourself up requires like it's a full core thing. But when I started doing pull-ups, the first time that I started doing it anyway, I was definitely at a much heavier weight than after I had spent time doing it, right? So that was another one of those things where it's like, yeah, just try and do one, right? If you can just do one, and then just do one every day until you get to a point where you can do two. And then that was how I started doing it. That was a big thing that helped me a lot. You know, like they say in BoJack, right? It gets easier. The hard part is just doing it, but it gets a little bit easier every day. It gets a little bit easier. It gets a little bit easier the more you do it. Without deliberate diet change isn't effective. Well, I don't know. I don't know who said diet had nothing to do with it, but no, I don't think anybody here is arguing that. So you are good, my man. You are good. I'm just saying pull-ups are a fantastically, incredibly calorie efficient exercise. That's all. That is all. It is one of my favorite workouts for that specific reason. There is no other message intended there. I'm just waxing poetic about pull-ups.
Well, butter my biscuit.
If you are not physically capable of doing one or you think you might injure yourself attempting to do one, then I would recommend you don't. There you go. Please don't hurt yourself. This is a message from Nathanias. I think this Protoss is Grandmaster, so things could get a little FREAK. Well, that's the best part, yeah. Especially any exercise that works your core like that, like especially lower back. Like people just don't really realize the lower back is one of the most difficult areas of your body to get any exercise in or any good gains. So especially if you can do a free weight exercise that engages your whole entire core down there, down that far, that's really, really, really nice to have too.
What's going on?
Doing full body exercises in general, it's not, maybe I wouldn't say as much beneficial as cardio as far as like, you know, your stamina / endurance, but it is great overall. Like any full body workouts you can do like that is just so nice for a lot of different reasons. Just because you hit so many groups, you hit so many little areas that you wouldn't normally get with any other standard boring exercises that you would be doing.
Yeah, huh?
Oh, wow. Wow, he's proxying me, huh? Come on, he says. Come on.
Protect them.
I didn't make this choice. The only reason we're in this position right now is because of him. He is the master of his fate at the moment.
Upgrade complete.
He's the master of his fate right now. Also, Kale, I think you were asking me earlier. Yeah, I did check out. I have been. Katie and I are both caught up. We're both caught up on we're both caught up on the boys so far. But we've been enjoying that.
In the rear with the gear.
Simon Pegg is fantastic, by the way. Can I just say that again? Fantastic actor. Fantastic. What do I think of the latest season? It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Coming through. Sure. SCV ready.
I thought that they were gonna like go really hard on this election plot line that they kind of talked about in the previous season, but they basically resolve all of that in the first like 5 to 10 minutes of the episode 1 in the new season anyway. So it's not yeah, I think what it has ended up being about, it's been pretty interesting. I think they've done a decent job. Got some good comic relief stuff in there, you know. If the word woke gives you a brain aneurysm, then yeah, you probably will struggle with it like most other media these days, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Go ahead.
You may be exposed to somebody addressing the reality that not everybody is treated equally in this world. That is a very difficult thing for some people to have to face, but if you can handle that, I think you're mature enough to enjoy the show. They definitely didn't fire their gore department, which you guys know.
In the rear with the gear.
I respect the art. None of it's real. Never forget that.
Big job, huh? What's going on?
Even the VFX guys got families, okay? Somebody worked very hard on that head popping animation. They put a lot of time and effort into that.
This better be good.
You guys want to see what Daddy worked on at the office all day? Yeah! It's another Newman episode. Sorry, babe.
Your SCVs are being liberated in the worst way.
Comms, you got coordinates.
Your base is getting blasted.
Ah! You scared me.
Comms open.
Add-ons finished.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, the thing is, I think the most important thing about that show has always been that they don't take themselves very seriously. Other people take the things that they joke about more seriously than they themselves take any actual aspect of the show. That's something to remember. Like, we live in an era where people legitimately believe that any kind of dunk on social media is always a win, because if the other person reacts, then they lose, like always, right? Like that's like the brain rot of reality that we live in now. So if you keep that in mind, yeah, they're absolutely crushing it. They're absolutely crushing it. Well, I don't think they take it as anywhere near as seriously as other people make them out to be taking it. Maybe that gets it across better. But having watched it, it certainly doesn't seem like they've suddenly started taking themselves seriously. If anything, they've dialed that back. So, yeah, it's been pretty good.
Big job. SCV ready. Well, Buttermouth.
Your command center's got some new toys.
And the Sage character has actually done pretty well too. She's funny.
Ready. Jordan. SCV ready.
I think the only thing we struggled with was we were watching House of the Dragons, and that's been a slog. It's been a slog to get through.
SCV ready.
I feel like they just jump between scenes of people just speaking incredibly deadpan at each other. And that's it, and they all just take turns talking in a circle, deadpan. It's a little hard for me to get excited about.
Your SCVs didn't sign up to fight.
SCV ready. In the rear with the gear. What's going on? SCV ready. SCV ready. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. It's like people want to understand and they seek meaning, but sometimes there isn't that meaning.
We could use some help here.
Taking some fire here. Comms open.
SCV ready.
Who called in?
I used to balance wine just because it was what people wanted to hear, you know? People assumed a whole lot of other stuff on top of that on their own, right? That's just what happens when you make stuff that gets people excited about what they're looking at.
Yes. What is it? Yes. Oh, what is it?
Damn, that recall timing though.
Engage.
He was ready for it, huh? He was. Damn.
In the rear
You
with
mined out some of your minerals.
big job, huh?
All right, let's try and take the corners. We're going to take streamer bases. If he shuts down both streamer bases, we leave the game, no matter what happens. This way we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yep.
Especially since he was talking, you know.
What's going? Ah! You scared me.
Or he might just come end the game, too. That's appropriate. Yeah, GG.
SCVs are under attack.
Take it, brah. All good. We'll give him a second to queue up. Let's we don't want to rematch him if he's gonna give us a weak game like that. Gives me some time to put on some jams. Nate, solo PC gamer in the YouTube chat, has a question. He says, Nate, why did you move off Twitch? I did not move off Twitch. Question answered. Look at that. That was an easy one. Yeah, we'll just give him a second to queue up. Gotta find my Froggy 101 playlist. Seems kind of sus. Let's see. Is that his only game he played today? No. He lost a bunch. I think he's searching for a game right now. I don't think we have to accuse him of anything. I think he's searching for a game right now, and then as soon as he's in a game, we can search, and that's it. It's like driving behind somebody on the road, you know? It's like driving behind somebody on the road. You just gotta wait for them to go. You can't just cut everybody off. Talking about you not streaming on Twitch? Oh, yeah, I don't know. You talking about the question I read out loud about the other guy? I was just letting you know. I thought it was funny because somebody went to my YouTube chat and they like made it seem like I don't stream on Twitch anymore. So I was like, but I'm live on Twitch right now. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was funny. Breaking news from Capcom's Summer Expo, by the way, coming out just now. The director reveals that a new Resident Evil is in development. Wow. Shocker. Nobody's surprised. Can you play a game only with cyclones? Yeah, can you give me a quarter pounder with cheese? You go first. No mayonnaise, actually, please. And no diced onions. Thank you. Well, if he doesn't get into a game within a minute, maybe he just can't find anybody to play against. I'll search unranked again. But yeah. I don't really feel like getting stressed out playing StarCraft, so we're gonna do whatever we need to for this situation to work out. I feel like my camera was jumping less though. Did they fix it? Have we had any crazy camera jumps? I gotta just try and play a turtle game or something. I just gotta max out and try to get the FPS as low as possible and just see if I can test it. Oh yeah, anyway, before he takes it personally and finds me and hunts me down and eats my face, I am streaming on Twitch right now. You can come say hi right now. I stream on Twitch, YouTube, and I actually stream on YouTube again. I stream on YouTube twice a day, and I stream on Twitch once a day. I'm live on YouTube twice right now. Twice at the same time. It's incredible. It's incredible. All right. So this is a TVT that's unranked, but the guy that I just queued up against, the Protoss I didn't want to play, he got into a game too, I think, right? I think he got into a game too, so we should be safe to just leave this unranked game and queue ranked now. So because we were just waiting for that guy, we were just waiting for that guy, so now it doesn't matter. Oh, did you get me a Ko-fi? Thank you for the $2. Thank you for the $2, Toms. Is this a quarter pounder? Maybe in 1998. I promise to build at least one cyclone this next game just for you though. Oh, Micromancer's back. See, this guy, he like logs off. He logs off after our game. He tried to hit me on unranked, and then this guy just been waiting for me to queue ranked this whole time. This guy's been waiting for me to queue ranked the whole time. I'm just gonna dodge him. I whooped his ass last game we played, but you know, anybody that wants to hump my leg like that, I find it disturbing. Yeah, I find it disturbing. We'll just play one or two more games and we'll wrap up the stream. I think there's too many people trying to queue into me right now, so it's just turning into a low quality experience. I've had a pretty good day. I don't want to let these guys ruin it, so I'm gonna pull the slot one more time. And unless this unranked game is a matchup that I want to play, I think we'll just end the stream. Yeah, but typically your mouse just jumps all over the screen. Typically the mouse jumps all over the screen pretty crazy, especially the lower the FPS is. It's a Royale cheeseburger here. Yeah. Well, I promise you I will build at least one cyclone for you. And try to be a good person today. That's pretty cool though. Dead Rising is back. Did you guys hear they're remaking that? That's pretty sick. Deluxe remaster. So they're basically rebuilding the game, but they're keeping everything the same. It seems like when they use the word remaster instead of remake, they mean that it's going to be it's going to hold pretty traditionally to the original game concept, which should be awesome. Their engine is really nice. You're Swiss? Damn. Say more.
SCV ready. Gear.
All right, we got a proton. Got a proton. Let's hit him with that battle cruiser. Let's hit him with that sweet BC.
What's good? Huh? SCV ready.
The voice actor for Albert Wesker already confirmed that he's got work that he can't talk about. So everybody already knew they were either remaking Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil Code Veronica. I think since they just did 4, it would obviously make a lot of sense. Is he cannon rushing me? As soon as the first cannon starts, I'm gonna leave this game. But just in case he's just baiting me, I'm just gonna tap out here. I don't play these games.
In the rear with the gear.
He can't. This guy can't afford enough cheeseburgers to get me to play versus his cannons.
Yes, sir.
It's not happening.
Go ahead. Yep. Yep. What's going on? SCV ready. It's your
You
dime.
didn't build your base just for it to get blown up, did you?
Oh, there it is. There it is. Well, maybe we can hold him here, right? Maybe we can hold him here.
SCV ready.
Maybe it's possible.
Go ahead. In the rear with the gear. Uh-huh. Roger. Bandit, big job.
Yeah, well, if this is what we have to do, then let's do it, right?
Big job, huh? I'm going.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously don't want to have to do this, but if this is all I get, then that's what I have to do, right? Seems fairly reasonable.
This better be good.
See? Everything's fine.
SCV ready. In the rear with the gear. Coming through. Yep.
Now we get to the part where he what? Spams out a bunch of shield batteries and rushes Tempest under my ramp or something? Whatever it is crazy kids do these days.
By the number. Arm. This better be good.
Command Center 2.0 ready to go.
Oh, yeah. In the rear. Huh? Yeah.
This will be the last game of the stream though, so I'll wrap up after this. I'm still gonna just try and battle cruiser rush him though. I'm not gonna do anything else. If he wants to continue or double down on his cheese, I'm gonna let him and I'm just gonna leave. Struggling is like the least fun thing in this game, so I'm just not gonna do that. I figured we shut down the cannons, we sprint for BCs, we let God handle the rest.
SCV ready. Let's go. Go. Big job, huh?
I was born and raised in the Boondocks, man.
Been waiting. Who wants? Been waiting. This better be good. Who wants? SCV ready. You gonna get SCV ready.
Add-on done. Swap away.
Yeah. What? SCV ready.
Your base is under siege.
You're the boss. Armed
Oh, he gave me something, it looked like.
and SCV ready.
Add-ons.
10-4. Bet. SCV ready. Huh? What's going? Ah! You're scared. What's going? Go ahead.
Hey guys, how about soccer?
Ready.
Football. Did they ever add a penalty for people pretending to be hurt? Did they do that yet? Is it against the rules to fake injuries yet?
Yes, sir. Huh?
You guys better be careful. American football has been... They gave players permission to wear those giant defensive helmet things on the field this year. They said that might be a thing. If they fix people getting concussions before you guys fix people flopping constantly, you guys, that's some dance dangerous. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
SCV ready. Let's go. Big job, huh? Bandit. SCV ready. Big job. By the
Your
numbers.
add-on is complete.
Been waiting. SCV ready.
Acknowledged.
Damn. Oh, he had the cannon in his main ready, too.
Upgrade ready. Moist.
Yes, Commander. Take it slow. I'm on it.
All right, GG. I don't think that game's going anywhere. I want to give a big thanks to everybody who tuned in today. I appreciate you guys very much. I just want to say I'll be back on tomorrow, and I hope you have a great night. I'll see you then. Cheers.